How's it going, everyone? How is it going? Good to see you all tonight. Doing a quick sound check as always. Sounds good. Sounds good. If I sound good, let me know. I like our little deal we have. Help each other out. Hey, Hoff here. Welcome to Hoffcast. Once again, glad you're here. Glad you're watching. Sorry for the delay. Not gonna lie, I felt bad earlier during work today. I felt real bad and came home and I kind of just got under a bunch of blankets for about 2 hours and sweat and slept and hopefully like sweat some of that out of me. I'm feeling way better now. Still a little shaky, but that's why it was delayed a little bit, is because I wasn't feeling it there earlier, everyone. I just wasn't feeling it, everyone. But I'm doing better now. Hopefully I can survive this stream. But as long as I'm feeling this way the rest of the time, I should be fine. So cheers to that and cheers to everyone. If it is the Omicron, then it ain't shit. I want to say hi to the chat. Who's here? Billy the Kid. He says, hey, Hoff and Wookie. I'm not sure if Wookie's here right now, but he did post a comment earlier in the chat. LaSween, how you doing? Already just coming out of the gate with fire right there with that comment. He says the doctor puts hood over head and eyes. Now you will experience the full power of the narc side via the Internet of Things contact, tracing biosecurity paradigm grid, total information awareness. What a comment right there. Thanks for letting me do an impression. I always like, you guys know I like doing bad impressions. Great comment. Sound is good. Cool. LaSween says, who's got the Hoff and what the fuck is up? Yeah, like I said, you were coming out of the gate there. Billy says, cheers. Shane's here. Thanks, man. He says, you're alive. Yeah, Shane saw me at work earlier. He knows I was not doing well. Like I said, I still feel a little shaky. Something's up. I don't feel quite right, but I'm doing better than I was feeling earlier. So I'm just hoping that stays leveled out right there and kick this Omicron's ass or whatever. Maybe it was just the weather change. I don't know. It was like 60 yesterday, went to 35. Maybe the barometric pressures got me, So, yeah, I still like, I was doing some prep. I don't even know where to start. I have a lot to go over tonight. I'm just not sure exactly where to start with everything. I guess I'll say, if you haven't checked out my BitChute channel, the link should be below, as well as if you want to contact me, as long as I'm feeling good later, I might have some people on, put the old invite in the chat here in a little while. I might need some help. Who knows? But I'm doing all right now. Let's see here. Let's start off with just some random stuff. Then we'll get into some current events. And then we'll do a 2021 year in review. And then predictions for 2022. What we think is crazy is going to happen next year if the last 2 years have been this crazy. So we'll just get started with some fun stuff here. Why not? Try to get some of these links out because it looks like I'm a little choppy right now. All right, so let's take a look at this one. I haven't watched this yet, but I thought this was a funny title. KFC employee treats this customer like a fellow inmate, makes him give him his wallet. As you see here, it says KFC don't play games. This guy tried to argue with the KFC staff. Little did he know, a guy who seems to be fresh out of the clink is ready to step in and bitch the man. Watch as he sits right beside him and even demands he freely give him his wallet. All right, let's check this one out.
All I'm trying to do is eat. That's all I'm trying to do.
Michael, you know what you do, what's going to happen?
So you got something to say.
Oh, Sherry, come.
Ain't got nothing to say.
I thought he was going to freestyle.
I'm done talking.
Oh, okay. Hurry up and eat and get the fuck out.
Thank you.
Hurry up and eat and get the fuck out.
I'm trying.
Eat.
I'm
Don't look at
trying.
me. Look at your food.
You're in my face.
Look at your food. Now I'm sitting over you.
Like, how are you
Look at your
okay
food.
doing this?
I'm doing it. Don't make me rob you. Eat your fucking
Rob
food.
me of
Holy
what?
shit, dude,
Eat
this looks
your
like
food.
it's
You want it? Take
a
it.
comedy
No, give it to
sketch
me.
or something.
Take it.
Give it to me. Put it in my hand.
For what?
Put it in my hand.
Why
bitch.
do you think
Hold
it's
my
put in
pocket. Wow. I don't know. That could have been set up, though. That could have been set up. They could have known each other, you know. See what else we got here. I guess we'll just go ahead and get right into the do some current events, and then we'll get into the good old 2021 year in review. Boom. I don't know why you guys deal with me. It looks like you don't. So let's just go ahead and get this right out of the way. Let's just get this one right out of the way because it was everyone's favorite moment of the week. I'm pretty sure. If I can find the dang thing. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Biden says, I agree when dad drops Let's Go Brandon on NORAD Santa call. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen this already. I'm sure you've all seen it. But let's talk about it. I wanted to talk about it, you know, because it's fun. Pretty much like, I don't know. It was the best Christmas present you could have asked for. It was just the greatest. It was one of the greatest moments of all time in all of live TV history. Probably greater than the moon landing, if you believe in such a thing. But yeah, I would say Joe Biden saying "Let's go Brandon" on live TV is probably a greater moment than the moon landing. It says President Biden got a visit from a Christmas troll Friday when a father participating in the annual White House NORAD Santa tracking call used the phrase "Let's go Brandon," the slangy stand-in for "fuck Joe Biden." The dad, identified only as Jared from Oregon, good old Jared from Oregon, you know the guy, wished the president and first lady, alleged president and alleged first lady, Jill Biden, a Merry Christmas before adding the anti-Biden phrase at the end of his family's portion of the call. Merry Christmas and let's go Brandon, the father said as he signed off. Let's go Brandon, I agree, Biden said without missing a beat. It was unclear from Biden's reaction if he knew what the phrase meant. How could he not know what it means? Jill Biden, seated next to her husband on the couch, did seem aware of the meaning, gave an awkward chuckle before rolling her eyes as she looked very disappointed. Very, very disappointed in her husband, who was a complete Mr. Magoo, a complete buffoon. Allegedly. That's just my opinion. The anti-Biden phrase came in October after a TV reporter mistakenly claimed a NASCAR crowd was chanting "Let's go Brandon" when they were actually saying "fuck Joe Biden." Of course, you all know that. But yeah, let's watch the actual clip because it doesn't get old. I could watch it like, I don't know, I could just have it on repeat in background all day on my TV and just be fine with it because I think it's hilarious. The guy, like, someone calls, how does he not know what "Let's go Brandon" means? How does he not know? Or did they lie to him and tell him like it means something else? Jared from, that's exactly what I was thinking, man. When I said Jared from Oregon. So here it is. Let's watch it. It's so good.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas and let's go Brandon.
Let's go Brandon, I agree. Hey, by the way, where are you in Oregon?
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas and let's go Brandon.
Let's go Brandon, I agree. Hey, by the way, where are you in?
Look at Jill Biden's face right there. Look at Joe Biden's face right there. But okay, so it's got to be, something's got to be a reason here why Biden wouldn't or would repeat this phrase. Number one, he doesn't know what it means, in which he's just trying to basically just go along and agree with whatever the caller is saying, you know. Two, he does know what it means, and he's trolling back, which I really doubt he's that sharp. I don't even think that's really trolling back. If he was, that was just kind of like saying fuck myself on live TV. It's basically what Joe Biden says. I agree. Fuck myself. Fuck me. 3, he just is out of his mind. Dementia. He was told what it meant and forgot, and just maybe that's what happened. And he just agreed with it and thought it was a good stance to take. Let's go, Brandon. It is a good stance to take.
I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Hey, by the way, where are you in Oregon?
Fifth 90. What's up, man? How you doing? Let me see here. Billy Kids, as soon as he hit the father, he caved in. Yeah, I know. I was about to bring some of that up here. Yeah, he did. He didn't fully cave, but he did kind of cave a little bit. It was a shame. Like he said he still has some issues with alleged President Joe Biden, but he did kind of cave, and he got a lot of threats. I couldn't find that information. I know it was up there for a minute, but I just didn't have the time because I was going through a bunch of other stuff. But where was it? Okay, yeah, right here. And to kind of continue that point, yeah, mainstream media fume over dad saying, let's go Brandon to Biden. Vulgar right-wing slur. It's literally just saying, let's go Brandon. I mean, we know what it means, but, you know, it was the other side that was saying fuck Trump for years, you know. I'm sure you can look that up on Twitter. Tons of tweets. I'm sure you can find clips of celebrities like De Niro and, who, you know, a lot of people like that probably saying that. Probably some Seth Rogen, I imagine. One of those kind of people. I'm sure like Sarah Blackface Silverman. Says media pundits spent much of Christmas weekend berating a father who yelled, let's go Brandon. Yeah, what a shame, because, you know, they just couldn't take it. They're snowflakes. Snowflakes! Alleged President Biden and alleged First Lady Jill Biden took part in a Santa Tracker event. Blah, blah. We know all that. Mainstream media journalists have since treated the phrase as vulgar and vitriol, going so far as to compare people who use the phrase to, I don't even know if I could say that, eyes sympathizers. Sympathizers. Holy crap. Wow. We've gone from Nazis to eyes sympathizers now. They will there's no links they won't go to. Stoop to no level lower than that. And then you think they can't go any lower, they go lower. I think they're running out of insults is what it is, and they know nothing works because we're not snowflakes. Pattern continued after reporters identified the man as Jared from Oregon, from Subway, who has he insisted that the phrase he was made in a joking manner. Well, I mean, it kind of is. It's all kind of in a joking manner, but it means something, you know. We know what it means. What has become a traditional White House holiday call with children tracking Santa Claus took an awkward turn. Insult the alleged president using a slur that has become popular in right-wing circles. I don't know if it's just in right-wing circles anymore. I think everyone's kind of on board with most people, unless you're just completely brainwashed, are kind of on board with let's go Brandon. You know what's going on. You see what's going on in this world. We'll take a look at this year here in just a little while. CNN is pissed that a parent would say, let's go Brandon to Biden directly. I think it's hilarious. It's one. I couldn't believe it. Whenever I saw the headline, I thought it was one of those jokes from like the Babylon Bee, or like someone edited a video or something, because I couldn't believe it at first. I was like, there's no way. And if this is real, Merry Christmas to all of us. Happy New Year. By the way, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday this year. I hope you enjoyed your Christmases. Let me take a look at the chat here real quick. LaSween says, in the new CDC landlord evictions, yeah, you know, America works for Wall Street instead of Main Street when Gil Bates, yeah, good one, is the main farmer, and the CDC is one of the largest property owners, allegedly. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's they're trying to take it all. Just like the fourth industrial revolution is what we're looking at, which is basically the transhumanist agenda, which I've kind of dabbled in a little bit throughout my episodes, talking about, you know, the Neuralink, the Elon Musk Neuralink chip for your head, as well as the metaverse. When I think I got something up on the metaverse. We might check it out here in a little bit, maybe just a couple minutes of it, because I think this stuff is very interesting. I think it's scary as hell. And believe it or not, I own an Oculus. I got one last year. I haven't played it in like months. I got Resident Evil 4 for it. It was pretty cool. I haven't been a big gamer guy the past few years though. But the Oculus was cool, but I don't know about this metaverse stuff, man. You'll be watching Hoffcast with your headset on, and like you'll be in the room with me. You still won't be able to catch the Corvid from me though, at least, because you'll still have your headset on. So that's the good news. Cheers to that. Low Swing Machine says they either lied to him or he was caught in a gotcha. He's talking about Biden here. And just malfunctioned. His wife totally go, yeah, you saw alleged Dr. Jill Biden totally got the message. She's up to date on this. I don't know if they just keep Biden in a closet all day or what. I really don't know. How can he not know? You have to live under a rock or just be lied to. Maybe they just tell him that like every time he goes out in public and people yell, "Let's go Brandon," that means "Let's go Biden," and he's Brandon or something. I don't know. It's so confusing, but it happened, and it's a miracle, and it was a beautiful miracle. It was awesome. Shane says, how dare he be so disrespectful when Lib said fuck Trump on live TV and said that was all right. Exactly. It's you definitely see the double standard there. You definitely see the snowflake action. What is this saying here? So many people are broken. Yes, they are. Miss Susan J. Dumbass. Still deeply unsettling that MAGA people express such a deep hatred for Joe Biden. Look at this dude. Look at this soy boy right here, Rajan Solenberger. He found true love. What's his name, bud? No offense to anyone who swings that way. I'm just making a joke. Just like old Jared from Oregon here. I'm just making a joke. Let's see. I had to explain what Aisha Sultan said. I had to explain to someone what Let's Go Brandon meant and how it started. And I felt secondhand embarrassment for adults to act like middle school idiots. You're just mad you're not in on the joke because you were never in on the joke in middle school. You were left out of the joke. No one liked you because you were a nerd. Aisha, you were a nerd. You've never been in on the joke. That's why you're salty and bitter. Yeah, just what a wonderful Christmas present that was. Just for the heck of it. Just for the heck of it. Let's watch it one more time. Because I can't get enough of it. Then we'll close this one down.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Hey, by the way, are you in Oregon?
Are you in Oregon? Are you in Oregon? That's my new Biden impression. Everyone, hey, everyone, you're in Oregon. I'm surprised I'm in such a good mood tonight after how I felt earlier. Maybe I'm just in a goofy. Maybe it's the Corvid talking right now. Who knows? LeSween says the double standards of the left-right paradigm manifest at all turns of this. Here's a mind blower. All your comments are mind blowers. But remember when it was racist to hype the severity of Corvid because Trump called it the China virus? Exactly. Well, there's a lot of things wrong with all that. Maybe we can discuss that in the year in review. But for instance, like people thought it came from a bat for a while. Never really bought that. Something always seemed fishy about a guy ate a bat and the rest of the world got sick because this guy ate a bat. Like, and then we find out later that, you know, it's conspiracy theory that it was in a lab in China. And turns out that was the case. Funny how these conspiracy theories turn out to be true sometimes. And some people don't get sick from eating bats. LaSween also says, then the left was virtue signaling the severity of the 99.97% survival rate. Brain works all around, sparred from the lack of due diligence from the citizenry. That's a tough one for me to say, bud. A cult of personality, left versus right. I have an episode on BitChute, I think, that's titled A Cult of Personality. I was going to do a series of a bunch of just like mainly movies and music videos and stuff, mainly music videos, because I haven't seen that done a whole lot with occult symbolism. I haven't had the time lately to work on projects like that outside of this, but I plan to soon. I plan to have some more free time in the near future. And Sween also says the bat/wet market theory somehow wasn't racist though in that time. Yeah, ironic, right? Kind of funny. Who knows? They'll just lie to you, and a lot of people just believe the first thing that they hear and run with it. And then if they're ever told differently, unless it's by whoever they consider their god or source or whatever, whoever dictates their little world point of view, they just run with that. And if you say otherwise, they're like, nah, man, where'd you hear that? You on the internets? You can't trust that information on the internets. What, you watching Hoffcast on YouTube? Get out of here with that nonsense. Don't talk to me about nothing. You watching Hoffcast? Don't you talk to me about nothing. Get out of here with that nonsense. Go watch some CNN. So, speaking of that kind of stuff, we get into this for a minute. And this is, here's an article here. Once again, thank you all for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Appreciate you all, wonderful, lovely, beautiful people. Cheers to you all. Let me see here. Justin Proper, what's up, man? Thank you for swinging by, bud. I appreciate it. That stream you did the other day with, I couldn't stay on much longer, only because one, I had places to go, and two, I couldn't watch much more of what was it, Jingle All the Way 2, part 2 with Larry the Cable Guy. I did find it to be quite I don't know, it was entertaining in one way, but on also another way, like it was so cringe, it was hard to look at, you know. It's like a big train wreck. I had to go wash my eyes out the next day with the classic Jingle All the Way with Arnold and Sinbad, even though Arnold's against freedoms nowadays, apparently. So I know I know you're already seeing where this comes from. You're like, I don't know, Hoff. Do you trust this? And yeah, I do for the most part. Yeah, you get some good information from here. Where this information comes from, it gets a bad rap. But we're still going to discuss this article, which says pathology results show 93% of people who passed after being jabbed were killed by the jabroni. This is from December 28th by Steve Karsh. Autopsies of those who passed within 6 months of taking it reveal post jabroni adverse effects are not rare events, as reported by the media government. Go figure, right? They give it to you straight up right here on InfoWise. So that's why I kind of like them. You know, they don't sugarcoat this stuff. It says, but in actuality, frequent events. These are frequent events. They may be, in fact, universal, with the severity and damage different for each recipient. Wow. The jabs are bad. I can't even read that really out loud. I'm going to pick and choose here a little bit. It says the coroner of the public prosecutor, 15 bodies were examined. All died from within 1 week to 6 months after jabbing, and the coroner or public prosecutor didn't associate the jab as the cause of death in any of the cases. However, further examination revealed that the jab was implicated in the deaths of 14 of the 15 cases. Wow. Dang, that's crazy. The most attacked organ was the heart, and all the people who die, of course, but other organs were attacked as well. You don't hear about that too often. You hear a lot about myocarditis or something like that, and blood clotting. Allegedly, or by their facts now, you know. It says the implications are potentially enormous, resulting in millions of people passing. It says no need to worry. It is doubtful that anything will happen, though, because the work wasn't published in a peer-reviewed journal, so it will be ignored by the scientific community. That's just the way it works. Unfortunately, it's very sad. I'm not trying to black pill anyone with this right now. That's crazy, though. It says the authors did an autopsy in 15 patients. They discovered there's widespread evidence of the body attacking itself, something that is never seen before. The heart was attacked in all 14 cases. Wow. Wow. A number of salient aspects dominated in all affected tissues of all cases: inflammatory events and small blood vessels. I can't read half those words, so I'm not even going to try, but it looks like a lot of bad stuff. VAERS, as well as other independent studies. VAERS is the, I can't remember what that stands for. I just heard it the other day. Basically, where they report the effects of jabs. And of course, they're doing their best, but they don't get a lot of the information because a lot of the times these hospitals and places don't really give that out. So they're kind of working in the dark a little bit, but any of their numbers that you see are still kind of astounding if you look at them. So yeah, that's wild. It kind of goes into the next part that I wanted to talk about here. I'm sure you guys have been I've seen this that's been going on lately. It's about these soccer players. I got a couple of them up here, so I want to find the right one. Too many tabs. Too many tabs. Okay, here we go. So it's this one from creators.com. Okay, so here it is. It says here, if the jab is so great, why are so many people dropping dead? Allegedly. Heart attacks skyrocket. Young children suffer heart problems. That's the worst part, is they're forcing this into the kids. You know, that was the worst part. Young soccer players drop on fields. ICUs overwhelmed from coast to coast. And they'll tell you that the ICUs are from something else, not from the jab. They tell you it's from Corv. It says right here, the jabs appear to be causing a global health disaster. There are so many warnings from all around the world. I'll list just a few in this column. But why? But the U.S. media remains silent. They're as quiet as a church mouse. Why? Why wouldn't? Well, there's no church that mouse would be able to go in without burning up immediately. Japan's Ministry of Health just announced that the Moderna and Pfizer jabs could cause heart-related side effects in younger males. Not to mention that the whole J&J one just got annihilated by the CDC. And they're like, hey, don't take that anymore. It's causing rare alleged blood clotting, so do not take the J&J. I think that was the one that you only had to have one jab, right, instead of two. They probably just not boosted, but they probably just annihilated that thing with all kinds of RNA or whatever they use in there, and like double dose, and that's probably what was causing the issue. They're trying to overdo it all at once, which is weird because I thought most of these wanted to keep this thing rolling for years, which they are. It's working. Health experts in Japan have witnessed skyrocketing rates of myocarditis and pericarditis in young men and teenagers, and they've seen the same nonstop heart issues with middle-aged and older individuals. All over America and all over the world, cardiac arrest, heart inflammation, and heart attack deaths are exploding. Young athletes are dropping right on the field. Star soccer players in Europe are dropping dead in the middle of games. Referees, coaches, and even fans in the stands are having cardiac emergencies. If something no one has ever seen before, it's an epidemic. Wow, ironic, right? What do all these victims have in common? They've all been jabbed. Wow. You think that, you know, if you look at the rates of how many people were dropping dead on soccer fields last year compared to this year, and you would really just see that the only difference is this, I think it's very obvious. I think it's very obvious what's causing it. But once again, it says, you know, They don't want to talk about this stuff in the media. In America, it says here in America, the media is filled with reports of hospital emergency rooms and intensive care units overwhelmed with seriously ill patients. From coast to coast, there are so many sick people lined up. There aren't enough beds or nurses. Sick patients are lying on gurneys. Doctors and medical experts call it a mystery why so many Americans are sick. They can't understand what's happening. And I think they're calling it Omicron now. Is that what they're calling it? Who knows? It says, but I can solve the mystery. I believe that these jab, it's not really a mystery, is it? Unless you're just an idiot. These jab related injuries are overwhelming ERs and ICUs. The very illnesses that are most prevalent in this mysterious health emergency, heart attack, deaths, cardiac arrest, strokes, blood clots, multiple organ failure, are all the same side effects listed in the jab adverse event reporting system. Now that's what VAERS stands for. I could not remember that a minute ago. What a coinkydink. But it's not just in the USA, it's happening everywhere. In the UK, the Evening Standard newspaper reports up to 300,000 British citizens are facing sudden heart-related illness and cardiac arrest. Holy crap. That's a big number. It's a big number. UK medical experts are blaming PTSD, post-pandemic stress disorder. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. What a load of bullshit right there. Did you see that? Let me highlight this for you. Zoom in and highlight. UK medical experts are blaming PTSD, post-pandemic stress disorder. You gotta be kidding me right now. That is a crock of shit if I've ever heard one. They're making shit up now. And that's what's causing 300,000 heart attacks? So 300,000 Brits aren't dying and crippled from the jab. Of course not. They're all nuts. It's all in their heads. It's all in your heads, guys. You're out of your mind if you think that there's anything in this jab that could be harmful to you. I mean, can you name one thing that's even in it? Can you name one thing that's in it? Do you know the long-term effects of it? No, we don't. But yet, we're all nuts. It's all in our heads that this could be connected or related somehow. They think we're that stupid, and some people are. In all fairness, some people read this and like, these damn conspiracy theorists, they're all nuts. It's all in their heads. There's no way, because they got it, you know. Just like it says right here, these brainwashed Kool-Aid drinkers can't see what's right in front of their faces. Or perhaps doctors, scientists, and researchers are too afraid of losing their licenses or multi-million-dollar government grants to speak up, which is a shame as well. It's like blackmail. In the case of the media, it's all about greed. Of course, we know who owns the media. We know who has donated millions upon millions of dollars to all the media conglomerates on one side anyway. Not all of them, but you know, Bill Gates, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, you know, the Clintons. This is all true. This isn't alleged. You can look this up. I'm not. That's the fact. Like, they've donated like almost like tons of money to these media conglomerates. It says here, Big Pharma buys a large proportion of the ads on every TV news network in America. Yeah, that's why every time they say, hey, get the jab, brought to you by Pfizer. Offend Big Pharma with stories of jab deaths and injuries, and the media could lose billions of dollars in revenue. Half the newsroom could be fired, not to mention stock prices would collapse, which that's going to happen anyway. There's going to be a stock market crash before too long, I believe, probably next year. There's a prediction for you for 2022. Stock market crash. Great Depression number 2. There go the retirement accounts of Lester Holt, Don Lemon, Sean Hannity, and Rachel Maddow. So the truth is hard to come by. What's the truth? All anyone with a shred of credibility, morality, and decency have to look at are a few key factors. First, the FDA has reportedly requested 75 years to release. Dude! The FDA has reportedly requested 75 years to fully release the Pfizer jab data. Okay, we'll give you the info in 75 years. You're not going to be alive, obviously. These corporations are evil. If I told you to trust me, I'm selling the world's best health tonic, but I can't disclose any of the test results or ingredients for 75 fucking years until everyone is asking is dead. Would you trust me? Would you buy what I was selling? Would you put that into your body? Second, a federal judge demanded that some of the data be released immediately by Pfizer. Just in the first few pages detailing results from the first few weeks of the jabs, Pfizer admits in their own data that their jab was linked to fatal outcomes for 1,223 Americans and produced 42,086 reports of adverse effects. That's the first week. This is their own numbers. This isn't allegedly. Among the most prominent adverse effects were heart attacks and heart problems. Third, the VAERS system is reporting a number of adverse effects possibly linked to the vaccines, including tens of thousands of hospitalizations, crippling injuries, and permanent disabilities. That's just America. The EU numbers are even higher. Now, let me let you in on a terrible secret. Oh, here we go. My insider healthcare sources, so this is allegedly, are reporting so many victims are filing reports with VAERS that the system is hopelessly overwhelmed and backed up. There may be 20,000 or 40,000 or 60,000 more deaths waiting to be processed into the system. They tell me the numbers are staggering. Now you know why hospital ERs and ICUs are overwhelmed with people who are seriously ill. So my question is, shouldn't someone be investigating this escalating health disaster? Shouldn't someone in the media be reporting on this unimaginable tragedy? Should politicians be protecting us? Of course, politicians don't care. One thing I know, something very bad and very evil is happening. Yeah, that's a good article right there. I like that article. Hopefully, it's not going to get me a strike. Hopefully, I used allegedly in the right places and everything like that. Let me get to the chat here for a minute. I don't know if Justin's still here, but back when we were talking about Jingle All the Way too, he said, yeah, it was ridiculous. He washed his eyes out with bleach. Yeah, don't watch that movie, everyone. Never watch that. It's not worth your time or effort. Billy the Kid says, allegedly, most of the... Thank you, Billy. You know what I'm talking about. Most of the so-called hospital patients are in there because of side effects. Well, Event 201 explains everything that's happening right now. Yes, Event 201 was the big meeting they had in October 2019, just a few months before all this shit was going down. So Billy Kid's laughing at the experts. Shane says again, they're fucking stupid. Yeah, they are. Yeah. I'm not sure if you're talking about just the media or people who believe the media, but yeah, it's all big alleged lie. Billy the Kid says the greatest wealth transfer the world has seen to date. Convids 1984 by George Orwell. Yeah, it challenges that for sure. It's almost like 1984 was based on a true story and it was written 5 years from now. we got it already. The Swing Machine says there's absolutely no way to justify that 75 years BS. I know, but in their mind, they're just like, we got to hide this shit as long as we can. If we say 75 years and this goes to court, if we highball it and this goes in and we have to lower it, maybe we can get it just, keep it at like 50, 55 and we still get away with it, because that's the way it works. The highballing. So if it goes to court, they're like, well, we'll agree to take it down a little bit. We'll settle on this. We'll compromise. And that'll be that, probably. I hope not. Hopefully the courts aren't as wicked, but we know some of them are. Billy the Kid says, for that reason, amongst many, is why I will never trust them. They are lying. The ERs are not overrun. Well, I mean, a lot of times ERs are overrun anyway, but that was even before all this nonsense. Like, that's just like a thing that happens. It's not, they're not overrun so much as to where, nurses can't do dances, TikTok dances and whatnot. So there's that. Let's take a look at this one. This one says from the Times of India. It's like the New York Times, the Times of New York. Algerian footballer dies of an on-field heart attack. This one happened right on Christmas, I believe, or the day after Christmas. It's from the 26th. Sofiane Lecour, I didn't say his name. I butchered his name. I'm sorry, buddy. R.I.P. Suffered a heart attack and died after colliding with his goalkeeper in a second division match. Oh, that's why he died, is because he collided with his goalkeeper, which that's never happened before. There's never been any collisions in soccer. The APS said 28-year-old. I can't pronounce any of these. Were Maludia Seda was hurt after running into his goalkeeper way through the first half of the League Two clash. He resumed playing after treatment, then collapsed some 10 minutes later. Fourth soccer player this week. Algerian player and captain collapsed during a game on Saturday from an apparent heart attack. Yeah, it was. I think it wasn't. Yeah, it was on Christmas there. Dang. This guy thinks we're nuts. He says too much football is taking its toll on players. Authorities must give topmost priority to players' health than money. I disagree with you, bud. I don't think that's the issue. Let's take a look at this. By the way, thank you all once again for being here tonight. Love you all, you beautiful people. Cheers to you all. Oh, shit. There we go. This one right here. This is from December 1st. Scottish rugby player. Dead at 26. And this one they actually said that it wasn't released. An official cause of death has not yet been announced. But 26 years old. We know what they got to get before they can play, right? You got to get the old jabberoonie. So right here. Croatian footballer Marin Kasic tragically dies aged 23 following collapse in training. Not making this stuff up, everyone. Croatian footballer tragically died 3 days after being placed in a coma following a sudden collapse. After he collapsed during the session, he was immediately rushed to a hospital where the 23 was diagnosed with heart failure. I wonder why. I wonder what could have caused that. He was then put in a comatose state as doctors fought tirelessly to save the young man's life. Though their efforts sadly failed and Kasich was pronounced dead on December 23rd. Okay, so they used the scare of the ventilator. That sounds way worse than the ventilator. Being put into a coma? Damn. That's sad. Oh, this is I really wanted to look at this one right here. A couple of the chats here. Yeah, nurses are doing TikTok. That's right, Shane. Yeah. The Swing says, yeah, they almost always are 90% occupied. Insurance companies won't allow them to have an abundance of empty beds at any given time. That makes sense, right? Reading the conditions for this very disaster, add firing of all the unwanted unjabbed workers, or all the unjabbed workers, and you've got a man-made crisis. The Swing, you're a very sharp person, and I always respect your input. I think you always hit the nail right on the head with your comments. That's why I appreciate you having you around. Sometimes you say it better than I do, and I'm pretty rough at saying stuff sometimes. I'm learning. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm glad you all are here. You put up with Hoff. All right, I like this one. So it's from PolitiFact. This one is amazing. It's from Writers. Not PolitiFact. It's from Writers. Fact check. List of 108 FIFA soccer players is not proof of a common link between jabs and deaths. First of all, is this an admission of guilt? Second of all, 108? This is from December 23rd. It's more now because we saw the couple since then. We saw 4 in the week since then. So at least up to 112 now, right? 108? Widespread claims that 108 soccer players have died in a 6-month period. FIFA soccer players in 2021. They're not based on fact, everyone, nor are suggestions that the alleged deaths are linked to jabs. So I guess all those articles that we're seeing are fake. And this one says 108 professional footballers have died in the last 6 months. Looks like we're being told to take a jab, which is dangerous to the very fit to save the morbidly obese. Wow, good comment. Good comment. 108 FIFA players and coaches have died in the last 6 months alone. Now they're saying this is misinformation, that this is not true. Or that if it is true, that the jabs don't, you can't account that, you know. You can't account for that. 5-fold increase in sudden cardiac deaths of FIFA players in 2021. Look at that graph. Graphs don't lie, everyone. Look at that. Look at that graph. Look at that bar there at the end. This is every other dude on the planet right here, and this is me. Just kidding. Sorry. However, the cited figure does not relate to exclusively FIFA registered soccer. Well, so they're still admitting. Okay, so they're admitting it. So it is 108. Wow. It says, writers looked into the list of 108 names provided by Real-Time News. It appears to be compiled using news reports of deaths of 108 people aged 12 to 64 worldwide. Amongst the sports attributed to the names are American football, archery. Well, unless you get shot in the heart with a damn arrow, why are you collapsing on the archery range? Athletics, badminton. Now, okay, badminton's a pretty tough sport. Let's not lie. If you ever played that, you know, you get a good a good cardiac flow going on. Baseball, basketball, body, but pretty much every sport there is. Canoeing, boxing, cricket, cycling, field hockey, foot volley. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's like volleyball with your feet. Handball, is that like football with your hands? Ice hockey, rugby, league and soccer, table tennis. We got ping pong players dropping dead right by the table. Everyone, we got ping pongers out there. Probably beer pongers dropping dead. Heaven forbid. Tennis, volleyball, weightlifting. So it's not just soccer. It's all these sports. And what they're admitting basically with this article is they're saying, hey, it's not true. It's what they say isn't true. But what we found out is actually way worse than what they were saying. Also, 4 soccer coaches listed among names. Coaches, a trainer, golf caddy. It's taking the caddies out. Not the caddies. Marching band member. And a doctor who died while out jogging. I thought I said juggling. Not the jugglers. Yeah, so... yeah, heart attacks brought on by previously known or unknown heart conditions, while others include prior infections. Well, yeah, I'm sure like it's a similar thing to where like if you have other symptoms, you're not doing well. But a lot of these, what you're seeing in the news are they're younger people. They're between like, 15 and 30. Like this one here. Look at this young lad right here, this poor fella. Says, family and friends remember Santa Fe high school athlete. Sophomore died November 22nd. He's with his birthday cake. R.I.P., buddy. With his heart racing, chest pounding, eyes locked in, Anthony Arambula darted downfield fighting for the ball. He gave everything for the sport he loved most, soccer. Just a few weeks later, tears streamed down the faces of family and friends at the Santa Fe High School football field as they joined together to celebrate Anthony's life Tuesday. Anthony, a sophomore at Santa Fe High School, died at 16 on November 22nd. So why did this young man pass away? They don't really say. Either that or I just like went right past it, but I don't see anywhere here. Yeah, they kind of just gloss over that fact, huh? Why this young fella had to pass. No one's going to take the blame for that. No one wants that blood on their hands, right? I'm not going to even bring that up. It just happened, and let's move on. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's just the way they look at it. They're sick people. Sick people. I got one more on this, and here's politic trash. There's no proof athletes collapse with heart issues. So yeah, I guess this one article is true, and all the other articles about people passing away are not true. And that's the way it is. You can believe PolitiFact or anything that you can believe any site like Snopes that debunks something. As soon as you see it on one of those, you know you're getting the truth, you're getting the facts. So don't look at anything else, any of these other articles that are extremely detailed where you can read through them. I mean, I wouldn't say extremely. They never put the real cause of passing in there, but you can at least know that these things happen and they exist. Either that or there's a lot of free time for people to be had making up stories, and a lot of families, I guess, who are actors. Made up names, who knows? But you can trust PolitiFact and Snopes. You know that. Let's get to the chat here, and then maybe I got like maybe a couple more articles, and then we'll do our 2021 year in review, which I wish I had prepared for a little bit more, but we'll get through it. We'll have fun with it. Actually, whenever I get to that, I might have might see if anyone wants to come on and join. If Billy the Kid maybe or anyone else here would like to maybe come on and join for the 2021 year in review, talk about what happened in 2021. I'd love to have you on. That'd be fun. Plus, not gonna lie, I'm feeling all right. I'm doing good, but I could probably use someone to help carry the show a little bit. Not saying I can't go by myself, baby. I'd go all night. So where we leave off here in the chat. Billy Kid says, truth is the first casualty of war, and the powers that be are at war with we the people. That is true. That's why I always put #truth on my streams, even though I say allegedly after everything. Just the way it is. But you're right, Billy. There's pandemic TikToks where next level ignorance, and this is some great content. Oh yeah, that was some good stuff. I wanted to bring awareness to the whole athlete thing because it's something I learned about recently. I think it's big news, but if people don't really know about that stuff, maybe they'll take a second look at things. Maybe add 2 and 2 together and figure things out like the rest of us here. But for some people, it's a little bit harder. 2 and 2 equals 5. You know, for some of these people, if you get that reference. See, Billy Kid says, allegedly after the second jab, you have a 25% greater chance of having a heart attack. No doubt, allegedly. That's right, Billy. Situational design, shock, and awe. This is the foundation of the new technocracy-laden paradigm, laid out by Klaus Schwab, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. They're all in cahoots, though. It's not just him. It's the World Economic Forum, which he leads, and a lot of these rich, powerful people are members of that. You know, you got the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. You got the Clinton Foundation, all that crap. You got Ghislaine Maxwell out there, who literally had like she was like a group against human trafficking. And then you had her also have like this, she was into this like sea stuff. Like she was protecting the oceans, but really what she was doing allegedly was just protecting the waters right around the island, making it a restricted zone. So not for pollution or sea life or anything like that, but just so people couldn't get close to the island. You know, don't want people sailing up out of nowhere. Restricted waters. That's what I call what I'm drinking. Restricted waters. LeSween says thank you. He says it's much easier to type. You know, he's talking about whenever I said thank you for being here earlier. Easier to type than talk. Armchair quarterback is easy. Y'all saw me freeze. I miss Crumb. I try to get I haven't talked to him, and I know he was having troubles with his channel. I was hoping to have him on again soon, but I haven't heard from him in a minute. Hopefully he's doing all right. Shane said shit's inflating the heart and killing people. Yeah, no doubt. It gets clot and then it starts pumping and bam. Allegedly. Says screwed up, man. These articles are Swing Machine says screwed up, man. These articles are written for those searching for confirmation bias. Of course. Nail on the head again right there. So they can point at it whenever you bring something up, and they can bring up PolitiFact or Snopes and they say, nah, look at it right here. You're wrong. And then you go, did you read the rest of that? Because what they say is actually worse than what they're trying to debunk. What they prove is worse than what they were trying to debunk most of the time when you read what actually is going on in those articles. LaSween says circumstantial evidence is circumstantial until said circumstances are undeniable. So try saying that 5 times fast. But yeah, you're right. You're right, man. He also says the last American vagabond has busted the doors off this whole soccer player debacle. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out. Cool, cool. Billy says, with so many people, including my family, truly do not understand what is really going on. Same here, brother. And they do not want their due diligence to find out. They're just believing in the narrative. A lot of people just want to be told what to do. They don't want to take the responsibility of going against what they were told to do or what the main narrative is or whatever. They don't want to look like bad people because deep down, a lot of people are good inside and they take advantage of it. Like, especially with these jabs. Oh, you're going to kill grandma unless you get the jab. Even from that to like BLM and everything, they take advantage of people's goodness. And then what happens is once these people, some of them, they get fooled enough. I think they're left jaded and feeling way worse and like they got taken advantage of, because a lot of people right now are being taken advantage of. You know, just believing in the narrative, no doubt. Let's see here. What else I got up here? Oh, yeah, this is something I wanted to bring up that I thought was kind of ironic and it just shows how the goalposts can change anytime, and they think that they are our slaves or our masters and we are their slaves. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing. I wouldn't say that, but it is interesting how they go from like 1 mask to 2 masks to 6 feet to 12 feet to 3 feet. And now you got CDC. It's from CNN, unfortunately. So CDC shortens recommended COVID isolation and quarantine time. The U.S. Centers for CDC on Monday shortened the recommended times that people should isolate when they've tested positive from 10 days to 5 days if they don't have symptoms, and if they wear a mask around others for at least 5 more days. Also, you have to wear the mask too. Like, or we'll track you and we'll find you and we're going to put that mask on you or arrest you. It's just funny how the goalposts move constantly. Their rules are constantly changing and they can just do it whenever they want. Oh, we need more people to get back to work. Well, who gives a shit? We told them that it was not safe before. Now we're telling them it's safe. So what's the science? What's the real science here? And I know science is always changing. They want you to trust it, but how can you trust it whenever things like this are literally changing like on a daily basis? You don't even know what the guidelines or mandates are anymore, unless you got Lori Forehead coming out yelling at everyone, telling everyone that yeah, you can't work or go eat or go to a gym or anything like that unless you got papers, please. CDC also shortened the recommended time for people to quarantine if they're exposed to the virus to a similar 5 days if they are jabbed. People who are fully jabbed and boosted may not need to quarantine at all. Well, go fuck yourself. You still spread it, you fucking liars. We know that. Y'all full of shit here, allegedly. Given what we currently know about Corv and the Omicron, CDC is shortening the recommended time for isolation from 10 days. Well, let's see the evidence. Let's see. And I don't care. I'm not really against this. I'm surprised they didn't go from 10 days to 20 days, honestly. I'm surprised that it's less of a restriction there. But what I am surprised about is just the fact that, yeah, if you're still jabbed, you can still spread it. Like, I'm no doctor here. I don't know shit, but it seems like this is pretty obvious, right? Like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here. For people who are unjabbed or more than 6 months out or more than 2 months after the J&J, or second are not yet boosted, now recommends quarantine for 5 days, followed by strict mask use. Okay. A break for the boosted. If you're boosted, you get a break. You don't have to quarantine. You don't have to wear a mask. Alternatively, if a 5-day quarantine is not feasible, it's imperative that an exposed person wear a well-fitting mask at all times when around others for 10 days after exposure. People who are jabbed and boosted are usually off the hook for quarantine. There you go. You get another little treat there. But you're still spreading it, allegedly, and you can still catch it and you can still spread it, allegedly. For all those exposed, best practice would also include a test at day 5 after exposure. Well, how do you know? How do you know when you're exposed? Unless, I don't know. It's all a bunch of hogwash, hullabaloo. I just thought that they move the goalposts whenever they want now. It's just crazy. Just new rules every day. Let me see what else we got here. This is just I saw this headline earlier, and I wanted to read it, but I haven't read it yet. I thought it was a good headline. It's from the New York Post here. I think this could be connected to some stuff, or at least a little eye-opening, depending on what we read here. It says New Jersey native and yacht tycoon. Yacht tycoon. You know this dude was rich. He was killed amid promise of hotel orgy, says the cops. I feel like I talk about orgies too much on here. I just like a headline that says orgy in it. It's fun. Orgy. Jose Rosado was drugged at a bar and lured back to his suite at the Westin Palace Hotel in Madrid on October 29th, according to police. A yacht company, Mogul, born in New Jersey, was robbed and killed after inviting two men back to at least that's the way he swings, huh? That's fine. Back to his posh hotel in Madrid for an orgy. Authorities say. Cops in Spain say they believe that wealthy former shipping executive and Newark native Jose Rosado, he's 42. This guy didn't die from myocarditis. This guy, he was drugged at a bar and lured back to his suite at the well-heeled Westin Palace Hotel on October 29th. His body was found later in the room, but authorities thought he died of natural causes from ingesting a cocktail of drugs and booze. This guy partied. This guy sold yachts, and he partied a little too hard. Until credit card charges started showing up on his accounts, two suspects were busted in his slaying. Depressant substances were found in his body, mixed with the alcohol were the ones that killed him. That's what they thought. But hotel surveillance footage showed Rosado and two or three men returning to his hotel. Well, can they not count if there's surveillance footage? Can't you count two or three men returning to his hotel the night he died? Well, it was definitely some, I believe there was some shadiness going on. Tiny signs of violent struggle. So he got killed. Probably he got poisoned. You know, they mixed some shit in there and they took down this yacht guy. I wonder why they took him down though. I want to learn more about Jose Rosado, because you don't just get killed. He might have known, allegedly known maybe Ghislaine Maxwell or Mr. Epi over there. Did it have anything to do with that? I'm just saying. I don't know if it's related or not. Probably not. I'm probably just making mental gymnastics right here, but I just found that interesting. I found the headline interesting. Like I said, I like one that says anything that has to do with an orgy in it. It's funny. Or what's the password? Orgy. I'm sorry. Oh, shut up. Let's take a look at the chat again here. I want to say hi to Francis Sage. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good time watching. Once again, I love all you people. Beautiful people. You're smart people. And cheers to you all. Cheers for being here. Appreciate the participation in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the invite out in the chat for anyone who may want to either come by for 2021 year in review, or either that or backstage after the show. So that's out there. Let's go through some chat here for a minute. I do have a couple more articles, but I'm just going to see if anyone wants to come by. If not, we'll get on to year in review and predictions. We'll do that. That's what the title is. I've already been on for an hour, and we haven't even gotten to any of that yet. People will be like, it's false advertising, Hoff. What are you doing? You said you're going to do one thing, and you spent an hour on current events. Heart attacks. Let me see here. Let's swing machine. I can't talk tonight. It's not a matter of intelligence, Billy. He's talking to Billy. It's a matter of strength to fight fear, accept fault, except you were victimized by the narrative. Ego stands in the way. That and a shit ton of research. That's right. And do your own research. People don't let people tell you that that you're weird or wrong for doing your own research. They want to scare you from that because they want to feed you one stream, one narrative, and that's it. If you look at anything else, you're not going to look at their narrative as strongly as you did prior to that. If you start looking at something else or a different side to the story or whatever, because a lot of the time the media will all talk about the same story, but they will go at it from completely different points of view or perspectives. And you see it's like some people with religion, they'll pick and choose what they want from, what they want to believe and what they want to live by. And that's fine. I'm not saying I'm a perfect person by that means at all, which I'm not, but you know, that's just the way a lot of it is. A lot of people just believe what they want to believe. James Corbett report. Yeah. I haven't watched enough of that. I do need to. I haven't had the time lately, like I said, but I'm going to get back on track soon. They don't wake up till they get the eureka moment, LaSween Machine says. And that moment, like understanding and getting a new appreciation for an old song, comes at random. There's a resonance to it. Following with that train of thought, I bet there is a frequency that allows for others to accept cognitive dissonance, blocked information. Yeah. Or maybe they just drink too much water with fluoride in it. I don't know. The Swing Machine also says, I've been trying to talk about Event 201 to people since it happened. It's almost so in your face, people cannot see and understand what they're looking at. Exactly. It's crazy, isn't it? It's like, it's a smoking gun right there, but they're like, no, there's no way it can be that obvious. That's a lot of people just think that too. Things are obvious, and a lot of people think there's no way it can be that obvious. I'm just going to believe the lies that they told me. And here he is. Let's get him on. Our first guest of the night, my man, the man, the myth, the legend, Billy the Kid Norwood.
The legend. Oh shit! Let me turn my light on. I'm just trying to prepare myself here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I need a little bit more prep time tonight because I wasn't feeling great. You know.
Dude, I'm
feeling better now.
Yeah, you said you had to leave work early.
No, I didn't leave work early. No, okay. I stayed.
Okay.
But I just felt really bad during the day. I felt like really achy and cold. I came home. I just like laid under blankets for a couple hours and slept. And I tried to sweat so I could get whatever it is out of me because that normally helps. So that's the way that happened. I woke up and I was like, I think I'm feeling better. Let's give it a shot. You know. So how are you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'll be honest with you, man, some kind of cold I had, and I think I might have kicked it. I haven't drank beer in 2 days, and finally today.
It's just withdrawals.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. No, really, I think it was Sunday. You know, Dallas Cowboys were playing, and I tried to drink a beer. I drank like a beer and a half. And I had to pour out the second beer because I just wasn't feeling it, man. I was just... That
definitely does not sound like you, my man. Yeah.
No. Well, you got to remember, I'm a bit older than you, and my liver has gone through a lot more drinking than yours right now, probably at this point. But
cheers to that liver.
But today I decided I'm going to drink some beer because I think the next 3 days I will not be drinking beer. I've got things I've got to do, take care of some business, and I ain't going to be drinking. I'm going to kind of take a break.
Good idea. That's always a good idea.
Yeah, drink water, let the liver sort of try to recover. And yeah, I mean, I've been drinking 8-10 beers a day, man, religiously. I mean, it just, I'm like a freight train.
You get in a cycle. You know what I mean?
I know. Well, I don't have that job where I'm just out there having to go every like 5 days a week or whatever. I have a job where I go a couple of days a week, you know, and it's too much time on my hands, man.
I'm going to get through a couple more comments here real quick, and then we'll do 2021 year in review, predictions for 2022. Boom. That's the segment. I'm just doing my own sound effects now. I tried to figure out how to do a soundboard, but I can't figure that shit out, man. I'm dumb. So back to the chat. Shane said, saw some health officials are now saying too many jabs will harm the body's chances, of fighting the virus. No shit, Sherlock, dumb fucks. They've been like AJ from InfoWars, you know, Mr. Jones, he was saying this a long time ago that this stuff is actually allegedly lowering your immune system when you get it because it's allowing it to take over and do the work instead of actually your own body, which, you know, a lot of people, they have trouble with that. Some people do maybe need this, but yeah, you're not wrong there, man. Not wrong. The Swing Machine says Whitney Webb of I like Whitney Webb of Unlimited Hangout in the Last American Vagabond. That's where you can find her work, and it's incredibly valuable. I've seen heard her on some different podcasts. She's on she makes the rounds on some of the stuff I listen to for sure. Billy the Kid, hey, that's you. It says, remember that orgy on that orgy and Eyes Wide Shut? Yeah, I think that's the most famous orgy scenes of all time is that movie. I just watched that movie again recently, like in the last year, because it'd been a long time since I've seen it. And I hadn't seen it from the point of view that I've been, you know, researching all this occult stuff and secret societies and whatnot, you know. And I watched it again. I was like, holy shit, Tom Cruise is crazy. It was a fucking I know it has nothing to do with Scientology. I was just making a joke, but you know, Tom Cruise and his Scientology.
Yeah, Scientology.
Crazy man. What do you think about Scientology?
I don't know. I mean, you know,
do you think just weak people just are like, I need somewhere to go, and these people seem to like me because they'll recruit anyone?
You know, I really don't know a lot about it, to be honest with you. I've never read the book. You know, L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah, I've never read the book, and you know, I've just all I know is, you know, there's some of these celebrities are involved in it, and this and that, and
yeah, it's crazy. It's like once you're in, they won't let you out, and they'll blackmail you and shit. Tom Cruise, he's big, and it's all fiction. Like this guy wrote a book in like the 50s or something. I can't remember when it was. And people believe, I think it was a little earlier than that, but people just believe, like, it's like if Harry Potter in like 40 years, like there's a real religion behind it, which I think there kind of is even at this point already. Not really a religion, but there's definitely like fans they'll fight to the death probably on some shit, but you know, they'll fight J.K. Rowling to the death when she says there's two genders. They'll even go against their God.
Yeah, it says Scientology is a religion in its highest meaning as it helps bring man to total freedom and truth. So how does it help bring man to total freedom and truth is Scientology.
That's the lie that gets them in, you know. Oh, you're going to give me the truth of life and total freedom, you know, from everything that I feel confined. I'm a weak person. So if you guys let me in, I'll give you all my money and you can take my life and, you know, and everything else and manipulate me and do whatever. And if I try to leave, guess what? You're gonna blackmail the shit out of me. So have you ever watched, like I watched some of that stuff with that lady from King of Queens. She was in it and she left. And then she did like some shows about it. She went on Joe Rogan talking about it. And it's crazy, man, the shit they do to people if they try to leave.
What is the
There's not really much freedom in that.
Google says the ultimate goal of Scientology is true spiritual enlightenment and freedom for the individual. And then it also says the basic belief of Scientology is are the beliefs that human beings are immortal, that a person's life experience transcends a single lifetime, and that human beings possess infinite capabilities.
Yeah, Shane was talking about the chick from King of Queens. He goes, she was a babe in that show. Yeah, no doubt, bud. Seemed like she'd be hard to live with, but
yeah. So I mean, look, all religion we know it's just suckering people in to get the money, and
I believe in being spiritual, but I don't really believe in organized religion too much. You know what I mean? Like I believe I have my own beliefs and whatnot, but I don't attend organized religion because I think once you need someone else to kind of, I guess, filter things for you, you're not really getting a close personal relationship with whatever you believe in. I think that's far more important than having a close, very personal relationship with, say, a priest or something, especially if you're like 12. So
I think people want to feel accepted. They want to feel accepted,
yeah,
so they turn to some of these. My dad often tells me, "You want to find a wife or a girl, go to church. Go to church." But he doesn't believe in the church either. He believes in, you know, you don't have to be an organized religion to accept God as, you know, Jesus as your savior. You know, you don't have to do all that. You know, it's a personal relationship, and that's what he believes. But you know, I went to church. Did you ever go?
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with however you worship. I'm just gonna say that. Just my personal preference. That's just the way I feel about it. But anyway, you worship that's probably good. You know, as long as you have the right mind and you're not letting people mislead you. You know, sometimes, you know, you look at people like Joel Osteen, good old Joel Osteen, or who's that?
Did you read his book? Did you ever read his book?
Fuck no, dude. I'm never gonna.
I read his book.
I rarely read books I want to read. Like I read like 2 chapters and I'm like, fuck, too many words. Why don't I read Joel Osteen's book?
How was it? I was in rehab, man, and something about Purpose-Driven Life, I think it was called. I read that book in rehab. I was stuck behind the wire for like 6.5 months. Can you imagine? About 11 years ago, I was stuck behind the wire.
Damn, and the only thing they gave you to read was Joel Osteen? That place is shit.
Well,
that is torture.
Had some other books, but you know, well, my father.
I'm joking, man.
My father was like, "You got to read this book," because he's like this big Joel Osteen fan. It's just hilarious, man. You know, the book's got some good points, I have to say. You know, now, can I name one right now?
So did Hitler, but you know.
But then when we found out what Joel Osteen was all about, I mean, you know, denying the people come into his church, you know, to have, you know, have cover from the shelter and all that. He wouldn't open his church for shelter.
Exactly. I hope Shane's still here.
Supposed to be there for.
I hope Shane's still here because he hates Joel Osteen and we love talking about him. Tell us if you're still here, Shane, tell us how you feel about Joel Osteen in the comments. Yeah, please. There he is, right there. Joel Osteen, all about how to stash money in walls. Yeah, we went over that. There was nothing shady about that money at all. No questions still up in the air. They'll just sweep that under the rug and let it be. Let him get away with it.
Of course. I mean, he's probably part of the Illuminati, you know?
No, he might be Illuminate confirmed. We'll find out. I will try. Imagine, yeah. Shane says he gives us his opinion. That piece of shit. Right there. There you have it, Joel Osteen. Shane says Joel Osteen, that piece of shit. There you have it, folks.
Yeah, there false prophet, man. False prophet for sure, man. Just a money grabber, man, is what he is.
I will say, I think there takes a bit of arrogance. And I don't think that's a good thing when you're like a preacher like him, but I think it takes a bit of arrogance to be him or someone like him. Like, who's that other guy? Kenneth Copeland. Like, there's a bit of arrogance to like get up in a stadium in front of all those people and be like, I'm the guy who's going to talk to you through like God's word through me to all of you. I think like, how do you even think that's, I mean,
he's a great actor. He's a great actor. That's what he is. He's an actor.
Yeah, absolutely. And also definitely a good writer.
Good writer, good. I'm sure he had people helping him to write that book. But I mean, great actor. I mean, have you seen him? It's just hilarious. He's up there, and you know, I've seen him a few times, not too many, maybe once. You know, really, honestly, I'm not into that. You know.
Shane says he worships God. That dude is going straight to fucking hell.
Oh man.
No doubt, man. He better change his ways if he's gonna find himself in the Lord's house.
There's my God right there. That's my God.
Rock, flag, and eagle, baby.
Freedom, baby. The American.
I thought you were gonna show me an Illuminati ring there at first. I was like, Billy, you're an Illuminati.
Oh gosh, no. No way.
You had me fooled, man. You're Illuminati is infiltrating Hoffcast here. So, Billy, you got a few minutes. Do you want to do this, man? You want to do this 2021 year in review? Boom.
Oh, yeah, man. I'll hang out with you, bud.
All right, cool. I got a list up here, and it's just some main points to go over. We can bring up whatever we want throughout it. Anything that you think was important that happened this year, please do. But this is just kind of like a timeline from history.com's website, so it's probably not even a good one, but it was just kind of some guidelines, you know, to go by, I think, and whatever we want to throw in there we can throw in, and that'd be fun. What did you think about, first and foremost, how was 2021 for you overall?
Overall, Not very fun. I mean, I went to the beach a few times, but I mean, with what's going on and all, pretty depressing. Very depressing.
Natty Ice, or what do you drink?
Bud Ice. Right now,
Bud Ice. It was a good year for Bud Ice.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm spending like $300 a month on freaking Bud Ice, dude. I mean, they're just raking it in over there.
You should be the spokesman, dude. Shane said, Billy, you sell your. He's asking, you sell your soul to the Illuminati? Did you sell your soul, Billy?
It would cost a lot of money. I'm just saying.
Well, they got it.
No, I would never sell my soul, but yeah, it ain't gonna happen. But
you can. A lot of people, especially if you're a believer in God, they say you cannot really sell your soul because it's not yours to sell to begin with.
One time,
I'll be honest with you. Conversation.
I'll be honest with you. One time, back in my 20s, when I was playing guitar and all that, I guess we were drinking. We were at the bar and everything, and I was with a buddy, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sell my soul to the devil to be the greatest guitar player that ever was, And I was just really messing around, just for fun.
And all of a sudden, the devil comes out of the ground.
No, it just my whole life went to shit. Shit.
Oh,
yeah, the DWI, you know what I mean? Just
didn't go as planned.
Yeah, don't ever do that. Don't ever mess around with the devil. I'm just saying, because he bites.
I just wanted to say real quick, I haven't checked my actual stream here in a minute, like my stream page. Y'all gave me like 10 thumbs up tonight. I couldn't be any more appreciative of that. Thank you all for being here, for your kindness. I'm here for you guys, and I appreciate you guys. I don't put myself out there for clout a lot. In fact, I'm really bad at self-promotion. I should be better at it. I should do more of it. I should be like, hey, here's my stuff. Here's where you can find me. Like, share, subscribe, give me the thumbs up and whatnot. But you guys are coming on here. You're just giving me support without me having to beg. And I appreciate you so much. I don't think I've ever had 10 likes on a stream before, let alone before it was over. So yeah, thank you, all of you beautiful people. You are awesome. Awesome. And thank you, Billy, for being here with me tonight, man. I appreciate you too.
I look forward to coming on. I mean, I look forward to your show.
Me too, man. It's like the highlight of my week.
Dude, it's awesome, dude. I want to see it grow. I want to see it like transform into, I want to see you grow and just, become like even better than you are now,
Like, I would do my show if I still just had you coming around, man. But the more the merrier, and the more people we get on board who want to have these discussions, have a good time, just talk. I'm willing to have pretty much anyone on my show. I don't even care if I disagree with you. If we'll plan it out, or you can just come on whenever I put the invite in. But as long as you're not here to troll or be vulgar, just have a good conversation, an adult conversation, maybe joke around a little bit. That's what I'm all about. And fighting tyranny. I'm all about fighting tyranny, freedom, truth. Billy, all the American stuff there. But yeah, I'm lucky to have you guys watching. So let's get into this year in review, man. As you can see, the first thing on the list here, U.S. election fallout, January 6th insurrection. This was a crazy day. I think it was one of those stories where it was shown in completely the wrong light. There were a lot of idiots there, there were a few idiots there, but there were a lot of good people there. The thousands and thousands of people there who did not commit crimes or alleged crimes or whatever. Those people were just there to protest, just like all the shit that was going on in 2020. Except they didn't, the ones, except for the few bad ones, the old Q shaman or whatever, that crazy guy, which he just walked in. They just let him all right in, by the way, in case you haven't seen those videos. The cops were like, yeah, just come right in. And most of those people were just walking around. There wasn't really there were a couple bad eggs and whatnot. But I think the only one who actually got murdered that day was one of the people there. And her name was, what was her name? I cannot think of it, but she got shot. I can't remember the girl's name, but she got shot there through a window. And even though they got cameras all over the place, they could not identify the shooter for months. And it turned out it was like a cop or something, just firing all crazy through a window. But guess what? That's not murder or anything. I think it was all just, I mean, it was a bad look on the one hand, but on the other hand, the protest needed to happen, in my opinion. I think there was a lot of good people out there. But the idiots who ruined it, if you would have just listened to Alex, just saying, hey, don't go in. It's a trap. It's a trap. It really was, and it's a shame that this got put into it was always going to be put into a light that was negative by the media, especially like CNN or whatever, and MSNBC, owned by Microsoft, or previously owned by Microsoft. But the fact that they had a little bit to go on and push it so far as to say this is the worst domestic attack on on America since 9/11 or whatever. So Mitz says Ashley Babbitt. That was the lady's name who got shot. Thank you, Mitz, and also thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well tonight. Billy, what do you think about the insurrection on January 6th? Alleged insurrection.
What do I think? Gosh. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's almost like they let them in. I mean, and then you had instigators, right? They were talking about there were some instigators that were there, sort of instigating everybody to come on, let's go, and
do you think that those people could have been from the other side, maybe? And this was all kind of a setup, a trap, where the people maybe dressing up in like MAGA hats and leading these people, where the cops would just let them in and make it look even worse. Because I think that's kind of what happened.
Definitely so.
That's my brain.
Yeah, and there's this one guy, I think we may have talked about him on your show, or I saw it somewhere else. This one guy, they were saying he was like a former cop or something, and he was in disguise as not a cop, and he was one of the instigators trying to get people, to move in, and do all that, trying to get people in trouble, and but the cops just let them in. I can see why the cops sort of bowed out. I mean, some of these, there was like 1 or 2 cops, 3 cops, like trying to hold back like 500 people or something. What are you going to do? You're a cop. You can't just pull out
these cops weren't bowing out during other riots and protests and whatnot.
That's true.
So if you were to think about it in that way, that these cops were to let people in, who do you think were calling the shots to these cops? Because they obviously weren't acting. They were all in step with each other. They were all doing it. Where do you think those orders came from? Because I think that's kind of up in the air.
Well, I mean, not President Trump, I don't think. I mean,
I don't think so either, but
no, but look, people were fed up. They were fed up with the whole system. They went over there to protest it, and somehow or another, they got onto the grounds of the Capitol. Which has never, ever, ever happened, I don't think, and gained access to the congressional building there, and
it's technically our building. We pay for it. But
exactly, I agree.
But it doesn't give us the right to just march on it. I guess. I mean, well, it should, but non-violently.
It honestly was comical. I mean, the way the media portrayed it was comical. I mean, you had some of these guys. One guy was in Nancy Pelosi's office, had his feet propped up on the desk, and he was like reading papers and stuff at her desk. And,
that's kind of illegal. It's hilarious, but I think that's illegal. Yeah, kind of an invasion of privacy, but still, it's funny. But she deserves it, in my opinion.
In these kind of situations, people are definitely going to be hurt. We'd never want to see people hurt, but people got hurt. I mean, you got hundreds of people, thousands of people kind of, moving and storming in and but then they're like this QAnon guy, right? The main leader, I guess they want to make
him shaman.
The shaman guy. Oh my gosh. I mean, is that guy even real, or is that just,
he got arrested. Yeah. I think he's doing some time.
I know that's what they say. but is it really real?
But was he an actor? Because I've seen videos of him.
Maybe
there
he
are
was one
videos of
the
him.
instigators. Maybe he was one of the who knows?
No, he walked in he walked into the place. He's just like, "Hey, what's up, dudes? How you doing?" And the cops just like, "Hey, man." There's video of this.
Yeah. And he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't hurt anybody or do anything. And yet he's going to get like 4 or 5 years in prison.
I don't think it's that long, but they are going to make an example out of him. That's for sure. I think that's what they did is they wanted to make an example out of the guy, you know.
Example. So they're going to make an example out of the people marching on their government and basically saying, "Look, guys, this is our country, not yours. We put you in your position of power. We put you in this position of power, and we can take you out of this position."
Exactly. Amen, brother. Freedom.
And that's what this was about.
This was old school, in my opinion. This was like back in the old days when people would actually stand up and actually fight for their freedoms in their government, man. And they're trying to make an example out of this so people don't do it. They're trying to make it so bad that no one will ever do this again. Oh, it's worse than 9/11. No, man. This is a beautiful thing besides the few idiots, you know. You're seeing real Americans, real patriots out there fighting for their freedom, their lives, and integrity of their elections, you know. So we can elect the right people to have in there so we don't have to do this. Because if we feel like we're being lied to, yeah, it's going to happen because we are being lied to.
And you know, how the mainstream media, you know, like they are setting the agenda because of their corporate masters who own them. And they're going to spin this thing any way they want, and they're going to spin it against the people, and that's what they did. And they're going to pit left versus right, right versus left, and that's exactly what they did. And they're going to make examples out of us, little people. We're just little people, you know. Yep. And that's what they did. They honed in on the pictures of people, and they are coming down hard on them so that us little people don't try to do that again. And you know, because they want the ultimate power. The government is the ultimate power, you know, and that's what they want to be perceived as.
It's like they brought all the ants to one anthill, and they just wanted to squash them all at once, man. Like, just no, never again. You know what I mean? And like I said, protest should happen. Nonviolent protest should happen. And what happened that day was a great thing, but the media portrayed it to be something. They took the problem is they amplified like the idiots more than what the real cause was about and why they were there. They just amplified the idiots and pointed fingers and made fun of, in my opinion. Shane says it's much of a joke as the core of. He also says Nancy Pelosi needs to be put in a home with Brandon.
No doubt about that.
No, yeah. She's drunk as hell, dude. She's always drunk. Allegedly, every time she gets up in front of a podium, I think she's drunk, dude. She's a big. She loves her mimosas.
Look, we all understand these people. Not all, like me and you, and I think people in the chat. Hopefully, some people that are watching understand that these people are bought and paid for by corporate America and by the powers that be, the Federal Reserve, all these powers that be, and they do not represent the people. You know, you can write your congressman all day long, ain't gonna do any good.
I remember the joke. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I was just going to say that.
I remember, like, a few years back, there are some memes about, like, politicians should wear sponsors on their coats, like NASCAR drivers, you know, like the corporations that fund them. And so we know who they're really bought and paid, bought by and paid for by, you know. And I think that's a good idea because a lot of these politicians are bought out for sure. Shane says those writers did more work than Pelosi did all year that day when they were in her office. Shane's on fire tonight. That's funny. Mitt says those shekels do wonders. What is a shekel? Am I reading that wrong?
Shekels is some kind of, what is shekels? It's some kind of.
Google that. Apparently they do wonders. But yeah, the insurrection, man, it was a big thing that was portrayed the wrong way. Shane says I am fired up.
It's a unit of weight. The term shekel is a unit of weight from the Bronze Age. It's talked about in the Bible. Yeah.
I'm sorry, maybe I misunderstood that myth. I'm sure there's a much deeper meaning behind that I'm just totally went over my head. She says shekels is J money.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. I knew that. Okay, I know what you're saying now. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying now. I get it. You know, the old gold around the neck. I got you. Nothing against those people. Shane said he just ate an edible. He's ready to roll. Damn, dude.
Dude, I've never had an edible.
Come on.
Besides a brownie. One time back in my 20s, man, we made some brownies, you know. Back then we had that, you know, stuff from down south, and it wasn't as good as today's stuff, you know, and but it's still, you know, it's pretty good.
It still got you there, though, right?
It still got me a little bit, yeah.
See what else we got, man. We got Biden and Harris inaugurated on January 20th as the alleged 46th president of the United States. Kamaltoe Harris became the nation's alleged first female Black and South Asian, and also she's from every other country, and she's also probably Jewish, alleged vice president. Shortly after taking office, Biden spoke at a candlelighting ceremony to mark 500,000 U.S. deaths from COVID. In March, he signed into law a $1.9 trillion economic relief package designed to support workers, families, small businesses, and schools struggling to recover from the pandemic's impact. Except there's a lot of shit in there that they didn't talk about, and they just want to fluff it up. What do you think about the current administration, Billy?
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. That's right, but
that about sums it up right there, I think.
Yeah.
I think they're liars. I think they're evil people. You know, to succumb to this. But, you know, what do you do? What do you do when people with way more power are above you and they say, hey, maybe they're threatening? I don't know. I mean, maybe they're threatening these people. Like, if you don't do what we tell you, if you don't be this puppet, like, is that the case, or are they just doing this willingly? Are they willingly being evil? I just don't understand. I mean, like, what is
Billy? You can agree that obviously neither, in my opinion, neither of these people, Brandon or Kamaltoe, are actually controlling anything. They're both puppets. Kamala was actually, she was just supposed to, it was just, we're going to have a woman of color as the vice president. We don't really care who it is. And allegedly, they don't even like each other. Like Brandon and Kamaltoe, they don't get along.
They come from two. They're like way different generations, like 2 generations off at least, and they have nothing in common. I think, you know, he didn't select her. Somebody else selected her to be with him.
Oh, of course, he didn't even know who it was going to be. They didn't like each other. Oh, she called him a racist several times during debates.
Yeah.
Like, they think they get along? Do you think that just sweep that under the rug? Hey, Kamala, you remember when you called me a racist?
It's just
no.
This shit baffles my mind. I cannot understand how we have come to this point. Now, I know all of our lives since we've been born, it's been this way. We just didn't understand it. You know, because we were little kids and we were growing up, and there wasn't the internet, so you didn't get the
A lot of people still don't get it, who are older than us.
A lot of people don't, like I said, do their due diligence. They don't really care. They're in their own world, and it's not hurting them. Maybe it's not, you know, financially hurting them. And with this latest thing, the government was actually, in a way, helping a lot of people. You know. With those stimulus checks and this and that, the unemployment payments and all that, and
but you can't. Money doesn't come from nowhere. That shit adds up. You can't just give people free money and just print money and expect inflation not to happen and see exactly what's going on right now. We're feeling the effects of it right now. You know
exactly. I mean, look, the dollar is not gonna. It's
Buy
not going to
gold and silver.
Yeah, the dollar. I mean, how long will this dollar be around? I don't know. I mean, if it collapses, my father told me, he said, if the dollar collapses, the whole world will collapse. And that's probably true.
Not just that, but banking systems. What do you think about crypto?
Well, I'm invested in crypto. I mean, I have some Dogecoin and Bitcoin. And, honestly, to be honest with you.
Are you long-term investing or short smash and grab?
No, I'm long-term investing because I'm underneath. I'm down money. I'm down.
Oh yeah, you got to stay in it now. But
I'm down $5,000, dude. I've got.
Oh, you got to stay in it now.
Write it out. Yeah, I'm not to write it out, but I mean, it may be years before I get my money back. But
or we could jump tomorrow and you could have 80,000.
Yeah, you never know. But this new world order, they want a one world currency. So all these cryptocurrencies, now, how will they be able to do that? A one world currency? Can you imagine China, America, all the countries of the world on one currency?
Well, we kind of almost already do, man. Like, because you can buy stuff from other countries with your credit card. It just translates the amount. So we're almost kind of already there. You know what I mean?
That is true. That is true.
It's digital. So
it is digital. It is digital. But they want to take us to a cashless system. A cashless, which to me is, dude. If we go to a cashless system, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to be bargaining we'll be bargaining. So, okay, I will do this for you if you do this for me. We'll be back into the 1800s.
Barter system.
Bartering. We'll be bartering, dude. I guarantee it. We'll be back to bartering because people aren't going to play.
Better learn a trade.
Exactly.
Better learn how to sew.
I can mow a lawn. I can cut some hair. I can make a pizza. Come on. I can play some guitar. Come on. What is something?
Absolutely.
I can change
guitar lesson or sell guitar lessons.
We can all do something. We all have value in this world.
While we're on the subject, I just got yesterday. I just got a cryptocurrency miner. I was into crypto a little bit earlier this year. I kind of got out of it because I was up. I just took my money out, took the money and ran. And then, but a few months ago, I listened to Macroaggressions, Charlie Robinson podcast. I think everyone should listen to that. It's good stuff. But he was talking about this cryptocurrency miner, and basically, it's like you just hook this thing up, you mine cryptocurrency for this company, and you get a percentage of it. So it's like free money, basically. And I got that thing hooked up yesterday, and it's starting to roll in. It's slow but sure. But apparently, you can get around maybe $100 to $400 a month with this thing. And if anyone else is interested in this, I'll try to get you the information if you contact me through my email. It took me months to get it because there weren't enough people in my area with the device in order to run it, because it kind of has to connect, I guess. But they sent it to me this week. They got a hold of me after months. They kept in touch. Really good company, Emirate. Like I said, not big into crypto, but I'll take free money and for sure. And it doesn't really affect your electric bill from what I hear or anything like that. It's pretty simple to set up. This is not an ad. I'm just telling you guys something you're interested in. I'll try to help you out with that. I'm still figuring it out myself, though, but it seems interesting. Let me get to the chat real quick here. Mitch says, I heard that in Aussie, some officials have ankle bracelets keeping them in line. If they don't toe the line, they can off them and they can easily be replaced. Oh, yeah. Australia, some places there is going crazy. Speaking of Australia, we don't have our Aussies here tonight, which is kind of weird. Normally they're here. But Mitz also says, just like that Minister of Health in Singapore, I think it'll eventually come down to local factions. And that's what I say is get involved in your local governments. That's the only way to build up. That's the only way to take control of one level. You got to go one step at a time. You can't just go straight for the top. You know what I mean? You got to work your way and strengthen the foundation before you can take out, vote out these people who are really in control, who are being puppeted.
Voting out. I mean, we got to get down to the voting.
Speaking of voting.
Come on, man. Voting is just, if you go out and vote, you're just basically saying that you agree with this whole system.
Yes, two sides of the same shitty coin.
I'm just saying, if you go out, and I voted for Trump, I'll be honest with you.
I did too.
This last time I voted for Trump, and then I regretted it. As soon as I figured out what the really hell he was about, I regretted it. I was like,
I don't regret voting for him. I don't know if I will again. It depends on the way he kind of goes about things in the next couple of years. If he keeps going down this road he's on, I don't know, but
you know, he's we can get into it, man. I'm just saying, like, Trump isn't, you know, the Federal Reserve has Trump in their back pocket. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, so how can you trust somebody like that? You know,
you can't.
Now, yeah, you can choose. What do they say? You got two wolves. You know, I mean,
blood or ketchup. Yeah.
Who are you gonna? You know, you can choose the lesser of two evils, right? I mean,
I will say, dude, 2016 to 2019, pretty good years. Pretty good years, though. We didn't have wars.
I agree with
was
you
low.
there. I agree.
Gas prices were low. There's, you know, not a food shortage.
No, I agree with you. I think he was better than Obama for sure.
No, yeah. By the way, you know about all those shipping containers out in the Pacific? They're just sitting there.
I know.
Yeah, the supply chain. I just found out today why that is happening. Did you know why? It was kind of surprising to me.
Well, go ahead and tell me why.
It was basically, I guess, in California, leftist laws, are causing a lot of truckers to not be able to drive any semis that are might want to. Sorry, it's legal. That's oregano. But they don't want truckers driving any trucks that are older than 2010. So this is, and granted, a lot of those trucks are still okay. And this is something that the current administration could solve and change and completely get things back to normal easily. But they want to phase out these semis, these diesel trucks with electric trucks. But guess what? They haven't made them yet. So they're stuck in limbo, and it's going to be either they change the law and get those old trucks back on the road, or we wait forever for these damn electric self-driving trucks that are still going to put people out of jobs. Or maybe not self-driving, but they are working on that.
Let's just, you know, if they really cared about the people, you know, and people getting their goods and, you know, and all that, then, you know what? We could suspend that bullshit law or whatever, you know, and we could get the goods to the people, allow the trucks to flow and all that. Because really, if they really cared about us, they'd want us to get our goods, right? If they really cared about us. But no, they want to be concerned about the climate change and the environment and all that. Look, China is trashing the environment like crazy, okay? And I know we're always the leader and whatever, you know, the whole world and all that. But it's just like, if they really care about people, they're going to allow us to get our goods. They will allow us to get those ships, you know, let us get those ships to port and get the goods off. And, you know, this whole thing is allegedly designed. This whole pandemic is allegedly designed to disrupt the economic system of the world. It is to put us to our knees. It's to get us on our knees and to accept anything and everything that the master wants for us, you know. And
exactly. It's like, I have a big problem with the fact that during lockdowns they would lock down all the small businesses. High percentage of businesses went out of business and will never go back into business. They said they weren't essential, and these people's lives, they'll never be the same. They'll never have that again. You can't reopen. A lot of restaurants, they are on a tight budget. They don't just, you know, like, can take a month off and then just not come back or come back and then not everything's back to fine. You know, all that stuff goes bad. They have to reorder their whole stock. There's not enough money in the bank for that. A lot of these businesses go out, the small businesses, but yet Target and Walmart and everything, they stay open where there's tons of people in there walking around, like hundreds of people. And that funnels. And my personal opinion is the fact that there shouldn't be lockdowns that shut down these businesses. This should be your choice if you're scared or not to go in there. And the business will survive based on that. It should not be the government's job to regulate whether your business stays open or not. It should be the customers who want to go in there or not. And they say it's based on safety. Anytime they say that they're looking out for your safety, they're lying to you. We all know that. 100%. We know they've been selling cigarettes to kids for years, 18-year-olds, you know, and we all know those aren't good for you.
Dude, cigarettes and
all kinds of stuff
kill people, man. They kill people, and
they don't care about our health at all, you know, anything like that. It's about their bottom dollar. It's about their control. It's about and that's why I talk about, you know, the higher ups, you know, the things that happen way up there that we don't see by people like Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum. These are names that we should know by heart. A lot of people don't even know who he is or what that group even does. You know what I mean? And like, it's crazy because that's we don't even know the names of some of these people are higher up than them. They're nameless.
And why don't we know? Because the mainstream media and our local media are not telling us about these people and their plan to take over us in the world. They are not telling us that because they're getting paid behind the table. Okay, just do what we tell you to do and just perpetuate the lie. Here you go, guys. Here you go. And you guys will be protected. I'm sure they're in the protected class.
Oh, man, but it's scary how much they got away with so far. They've gotten away with murder, literally, thus far, and it's just crazy. I think some people are waking up, but I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take to get people awake before they really drop the hammer. You know what I mean?
Look, these people. Okay, so they're getting the children to take this crap now. Okay?
That's sick. That's disgusting.
And their parents are taking them to get this crap, you know, put in them. And the parents have gotten it, and they're just going with the flow, man, because they don't want any problems from the government. I get that, man. I get it, man.
They just want to go in line so that they can say that they did their part. And, you know, like I was saying earlier, a lot of these people are good people that are just they've been lied to and they think they're doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Matt Brooks, what's up, man? If you want to join, I believe the link is in there. If not, enjoy the show. But yeah, I'll have you on if you'd like. I'll have anyone on if you'd like to be on. We're talking about the year 2021 in review. We're just kind of rambling about things right now. This is something I wanted to ask you about as former military. What did you think about the U.S. military withdrawal from Afghanistan this year? Afghanistan. Did you think that the current administration did a good job on that?
Well, no. The way they did it was pretty. Like they advertised it. You never want to advertise when you're going to leave. Because that gives the enemy all the knowledge they need to like thwart it and like hurt you. It's like that was one of the big things. It was like, why did we like advertise that? Why is the mainstream media advertising months before we're like, this is the date we're gonna get out? You know,
good point. That's like giving your plan away to the enemy, and they gives them plenty of time to prepare. What about the billions of dollars in equipment we left over there? I can't remember the number. It was billions. It was like 80 billion or something like that. Military equipment.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. This reminded me, you know what it reminded me of us getting out of Vietnam.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, it's almost the same picture. What they showed.
We were like pushing helicopters off the aircraft carriers, just like really expensive helicopters, you know, and same thing. It reminded me of that. And, you know, these people, a lot of these people were captured by Al-Qaeda, or not Al-Qaeda, but what we call it, Taliban. And they were allegedly killed, if not tortured first. I mean, and then what do you, let me ask you a question. What do you think about all the refugees, supposedly over 50,000 to 100,000 people? They say, the mainstream media, I don't know if it's true or not, they say that they brought them into our nation and our country. right?
I think that's bad news. Nothing against those people,
Yeah, I think
especially
it's
if they're
real bad
innocent.
news.
I
That's
know what
called
they're trying
bringing
to, but you don't know if there's some bad apples in there. You don't know if there's some bad eggs.
You don't know if there's a Trojan horse in there, or
Exactly.
2 or 3, or maybe a lot of those people are going to form some kind of hit squads or something, just to disrupt things more. Because the more things get disrupted, the more things that get disrupted in our nation, the more the government can say, we can come in and help you. We can come in and solve the problem. It's that Hegelian, what do you call it? Model and dialect, and it's problem. They create the problem. They figure out the solution, and or they wait for the fear-based reaction. I know you know this fear-based reaction, and then they come in with the pre-planned solution. That was what 201 was all about. They had already discussed this. Now, White, this is how arrogant these people are. This is out in the open. Like, if you go search for this, you will find the truth. But a lot of people, they just don't want to believe it. They just say, oh, it's just a bunch of bullshit.
It's easier that way. It's easier to do it that
it's easier to go through life that way, because now I've taken this literally. This is what's going to happen. And I'll be honest with you, I'm way more depressed than I ever been. Honestly, I feel like, I feel like if we don't,
I feel like you're black-pilled though.
If we don't turn the tide, dude, we're gone. We're all gone, man.
I'm going to be honest. I feel like, maybe I'm not happy about things, and I can see the way the world really is, but I'm not like sad. I am sad about it, but
I'm sad to the point where I'm ready to just do something. Not violent, but do something more. Like, I'm gonna get out there with a sign. I'm thinking about getting out there with a sign.
Do it, brother.
Honestly,
I want to do
right
this
there
too.
on the sidewalk.
Get that cardboard.
It's like across the street from a freaking middle school, and I'm gonna say, "Why are you wearing this mask?" Or something. I don't know if it'll be that, but it'll be something. Like something. Freedom and truth, or maybe I'll say, hey, I'll figure out something. But I'm thinking about doing that, and then filming it with
free
my
hugs
GoPro,
if you're not jabbed,
and then filming it with my GoPro somehow. And even I'm thinking about having a tripod set off behind me that's overlooking me with static video. And of course, they're all static because I can't go live. I guess I could try to go live, but if I go live, the quality is just crap. But if I have another camera kind of hidden in the bushes, watching me do what I'm doing, and I'm going to be filming with the GoPro at the same time, you see, I've got to back up.
Sounds like a hell of a plan.
I've been thinking about it, and have somebody, because I've seen it on YouTube. Some other guys are doing that, and just make some kind of.
I think you should, Billy. You do some outdoor stuff every now and then. I think you can pull it off pretty damn good.
Some of them are like, they're like, let's go, Brandon, but not in those words or in the other words, like F, who. And, and they're out, and people come up and interact with them, and they call the cops. Look, if I do that, I'm probably going to, I have to understand that the cops may be called on me, and I have to.
You don't have any drinks before you do it.
Oh, no. I'll be completely sober. I'll be completely sober if I do something like
No Bud Ice before you protest, bud.
Check this out. Every video, all the cop watch videos I've ever done on my channel, completely sober. Yeah. I've learned my lesson. I only drink beer when I get home. And
you're good, man. Hey, you don't gotta tell me nothing, man. You can drink all you want, or you don't have to drink at all. There's no judgment here at all, brother. At all. I drink myself. So if you think you need to not drink as much, you do that. If you like drinking, you do that. It's your
exactly. You got to do what you're,
just do what you feel. I think do what you feel is go with your gut instinct on a lot of things.
Matt Brooks says he says I like boostas. Boostas. Oh, I got a booster for you. Matt. Hey Matt, come on live.
Loves boostas.
You feel like it, dude. I know you got things you're doing and all.
Fifth says government's hacking brains, so it's sad and safe to say me and others are still screwed. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because I was thinking about this last night, honestly. Like, the whole metaverse thing that's coming around, metaverse, whatever you want to call it, betaverse, if you ask me. But the Oculus stuff, the VR, and Facebook is basically going to be VR now, and that's how you can go in and harass and troll people and whatever. I don't know. It all sounds pretty shady to me. But in my mind, we're already in the metaverse. Like we already don't leave our homes without our cell phones, and we're just connected to the social media and everything all the time. It's like we're already part of this fourth industrial revolution where we're already kind of, and Elon Musk even said this.
We're complicit.
Like,
so we're complicit. Like, even the people are complicit, but they don't. Do we really understand where we're going to go? Like, I think, see, that's where the government needs to be clear. They need to tell us what's going to happen, and they are, but they're doing it in kind of a what do you call it, inadvertent way. They're doing it, but they're kind of misleading us in a way.
That's part of their code, man. They have to tell us what they're doing.
They just
without
can't tell us
telling
the truth. They just can't tell us. Come out and say, "Look, guys, look, we already know y'all are a bunch of slaves." Okay, y'all know that.
That would ruin their whole plan. I thought about this,
but we're going to make you even more of a slave. And we're going to take a lot of you out, but not out to lunch, okay? That's really, if they went and told us like that, dude, look, the Vietnam War, why? Why did we fight that? The Gulf of Tonkin was proven, they released it. The Gulf of Tonkin never happened.
I know. It was
destruction never happened. It's a complete freaking lie. It's just,
and I'm pretty sure Ghislaine Maxwell's father had something to do with that as well, from what I've heard, because he was a military guy. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. That's allegedly, but I think that's what I heard recently. Look it up yourself, because I might be wrong, but I think that was the case. Mitz says I kind of think they left the equipment in Afghanistan on purpose. There was some kind of backdoor deal. Just a thought. What do you think?
Oh,
Bill?
That is a very good point. Look, think back in history. We traded weapons for cocaine. That was called what was it called? The Contra scandal. What was it called?
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, I don't know exactly. It was the contraband. I don't know, but
it was in South America. It was, I forget what they called it. Iran Contra scandal? No, not the Iran. What was it? Let me think. Let me look at it.
Basically they were shipping tons of cocaine over here.
Well, we were trading. It was basically we were trading guns for cocaine or something, is what they were saying.
I watched this documentary once. I can't remember the guy's name. It was like maybe just an episode on something where this guy, he had like a whole shipping container full of just tons of cocaine. And he got caught. He had to do life, but damn, it was a lot of coke. It looked like it just snowed in that trailer. They closed it up.
Maybe hold on. Hold on. Maybe I'm thinking something else. This says it was a grand scheme that violated American law and policy all around. Arms sales to Iran were prohibited. Okay, so it had something to do with us giving that was Iran.
So sales are prohibited, but we can leave them there.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a different one. Anybody in chat, can y'all help me out with the Contras in Nicaragua? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. There's somewhere where we traded them guns for cocaine, and I would think that'd be more South America, but I don't know.
Matt Brooks says God hates masks. I agree, man. Unless you're what is it, Muslim? I guess he likes them, or at least the men do.
Look. Okay, so the men don't have to wear those muzzles. The women do, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
that's horrible. I mean, I can't even. I mean, I get it. That's the way they live, but it's so oppressive.
Fifth says the government is that dude in a van offering us candy. Exactly. I think. It's the same kind of metaphor that Alex was kind of making about, like, just get in the van. Just put the handcuffs on. Just come here. It'll be fine. Just walk in the house. Just, hey, here's the basement. I just need you in the basement. There's some candy down there. Once you get in the basement, raped and killed. And that's where, the government. Shane says the border. Yeah, that's. I think he's replying to you right now in a joking way, saying, the border is what you're thinking of, all these people coming through with drugs and stuff. The crisis there that we almost solved, and then the new administration fucked it up.
Well, some of the drugs I want to come in, and be honest with you, let's just legalize all the drugs. Let's get the war on the people called the drug war. Let's just eliminate that. Let's get rid of that. That would be great for our nation of people, but guess what? They won't do it. You know why? They won't do it because they're trying to disrupt the families. And they're going to say, because of the drug scourge, and we, like Nixon, we need the safety, Well, guess what? they're going to keep it going. Plus, it's a big money maker for the government. And they keep the coffers, they keep the prison cells full. They keep them full. Look, I just heard on a stream last night, true story. The industrial...
Don't lie to me, Billy.
Oh, this is allegedly a true story. The prison industrial complex actually had deals with the record labels, okay, to have them produce music that would get people in trouble or have a play on their psyche to maybe get them in trouble and keep those prisons full. Because it's a freaking just a big.
It's like a tough thing.
Pillaging. You know? What they're doing, all these scams, they are pillaging. They are pillaging the people's time and labor and energies. That's inflation. They call it inflation. Well, the reason there's inflation is because they are pillaging our time and labor and energies, using our money frivolously to enrich themselves. You know, it's
absolutely,
just sick.
Man.
It's just absolutely sick what's going on, man. It breaks my heart, man.
It does, me too.
I didn't understand all
this. Don't be black-pilled, Billy. I don't want you black-pilled, man. I don't want you to think there's no hope left in the world. We're here, aren't we? That's pretty amazing.
No, I'm not black-pilled.
We're having this conversation.
I definitely have hope, and that's why. But the thing is, you can have hope all day long, Hoff. But unless you are out there and doing something about it, taking action, whether it be filming the police, whether it be having a show that shows all the corruption and all the tyranny like you do.
That's what I try to do, man, from the comfort of my home.
We need people like you that do that. Now, I'll go out now.
I'll go out on the street too, bud. I'll be there with you.
But I haven't done it a little bit. But also, I haven't seen any cop watches because every time I go driving, if I see a cop watch, I stop and film it. Dude, I don't drive that much, so I don't see that many. If I see them, I film them.
Well, you get to the okay. Fifth says yes, music was Crazy Bone. I believe from Bone Thugs talked about record labels doing that. Yeah, it was one of those guys. Yep. Actually, it came out not too long ago and was talking about record labels.
I just was on
paying people to make music for aggression or other reasons. You know.
Oh yeah, look at some of these rap songs are just like crazy. You know. I listen to rap. I grew up with, I'll be honest with you, I was listening to rap at freaking like 13 years old with Eazy-E and then I grew up, and when I was 17, I tell you, I was in Army basic training at the age of 17 years old, and we got our first little paycheck, and they took us to the PX, right? The public exchange. And guess what I bought? I bought a cassette player with the headphones that came with it, and I bought a cassette of LL Cool J.
Hell yeah, dude! LL Cool J. Actually, I fuck with some LL. I'm not gonna lie. He's like a white man's rapper, so
Exactly. I mean, that's what I was. Now, that's not all I listened to. It's just at the time that's the tape I bought that I remember. But I grew. Look, I started my career out listening to Elvis as a little kid. Elvis. And the Eagles and the country music and Elvis, I already said Elvis, but and then I got into a little bit of rap, and then at the same time I was listening to the rap, I was listening to Eddie Van Halen, and I was listening to so yeah. I don't know.
Mama said, "Knock you out."
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna knock you out.
Yeah, that was that song. Hey, Francis, that song was on that tape that I bought. Mama said, "Knock you out." That's why I bought it, because I guess I'd heard it. I was liking rap at the time. Now, do I listen to rap today? Not too much.
And check out Tom McDonald. I'll send you some of his stuff later. I don't listen to rap myself, but Tom McDonald is
not
awesome.
Anymore. I really don't. Now I can tolerate it. And
it's like rap for us. It's rap for people like us. Like it's like American. Well, he's from Canada, but I think he's an American citizen now. But it's like rap calling out all the dumb people in the world, and it's a lot of it's good.
I like rap. I like rap, and the thing is, I like progressive music as well. Now, I like a lot of different kind of music. I like country music, I like jazz music, I like classical music.
Man of the world.
I like a lot of different styles of music.
Matt Brooks is saying, what about Gigi Allen? You know, that crazy punk guy who used to like cut himself on stage and shit on people?
I've never heard of him. Now, y'all are a little bit younger than me. I've never really heard of him, but
he's older. He was older than me, I think. He was like in the 80s.
Gigi
you might know. You might want to go incognito if you Google him, or at least put on
Oh, I'm on a VPN, so.
Okay, so yeah, because if you Google him, you're probably gonna find some crazy shit.
He died in 1993.
He's wild.
He died in 1993.
Yeah, that was.
Wow, but he was born in 56. He's a lot older than me. He's like 15 years older than me.
And that's what I was saying. Like you might have heard of him or not, but yeah, he was a crazy guy. Honestly, he was like extreme.
I've heard of everybody. No, I don't think I ever heard of him before. Honestly, no.
France says Gigi no Johnny Thunders Jazz. Well, he's not really what you'd call a role model, but he was all for like just expression and just doing whatever he wanted. He might have hurt some people along the way. I think he was on a lot of drugs, but yeah, crazy guy. Huh. I think he'd just get naked and shit on the stage, and he'd like smash beer bottles on his head till he's just bleeding all over his face and shit. He's a crazy guy.
So just real quickly, can I say one thing?
No. Go ahead.
just okay. So at 16 years old, these are the rap albums I had, or cassettes. They were cassettes back then. You got to remember, this is like in the mid 80s, like 86, 87, 88. So I had, I'm just the ones I can remember is I had MC Hammer, right? And then I had the, Cameo, which it wasn't really rap, but remember Word Up. It really wasn't rap. And then I had, I'm trying to think. I had the Foo Fighters. No, I didn't have the.
It's not rap.
No, the Foo Fighters. It was License to Ill, the Beastie Boys, Boys.
Yeah.
Okay, the Fat Boys. Remember the Fat Boys?
No, I know. I knew Beastie Boys. Oh shit!
Remember that? Remember the guy? Remember that one?
No, but your beatboxing is on point, man. I don't know that one, but your beatboxing is fire.
Yeah, I kind of can play around with it, but I'm not like I don't practice, so that's about much I can do. I don't know. Anyway.
All right, boy. You want to get back on track here? We got some more stuff to go over, and let's just skim through a few here. What do you think of this Olympic athlete, Simone Biles, quitting the Olympics because she was stressed? This lady right here.
Now, why was she stressed out? Why?
I don't know. There's too much pressure, even though you are an Olympic athlete. I think it was a psyop to weaken people. That's my opinion.
Did she say she felt ill, or
no? She was just felt like stressed out. That's one thing if you're sick.
The thing is, you got to think, do I really care? Does the average American care if this young lady's stressed out and can't play in the Olympics?
She said she was like depressed or something.
I don't know, man. Let's read.
I think that she knew she couldn't win, so she bitched out because there's someone better than her, and she's like, "Yeah, I quit because I don't want to get embarrassed," And then she got the bronze in the balance beam. Good for her. Meghan and Harry, those motherfuckers right there, sit down with Oprah. That bitch cunt of a fuckface Oprah, sorry to get vulgar, everyone, but I really hate Oprah so much. Do you remember when these assholes sat down with Oprah earlier this year? And basically, I believe Harry was like, I don't understand the First Amendment, and I don't think it matters. You got these idiots, these royal people who got kicked out of the royal thing. By the way, Prince Harry, probably not even royal. His dad, the guy who fucked Princess Diana, was not. He was a horse trainer. He wasn't who am I trying to think of? That goofy looking face guy. Look it up. The horse trainer fucked Princess Diana, and that's where Harry came from. Andrew
wow.
did come from the actual
It's kind of like
I'm gonna look that up.
Well, yeah, look it up. But it's kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger having that baby with his
the maid. Yeah,
he had the baby with the help or whatever. And then that baby looked like freaking almost like Arnold Schwarzenegger, all built up.
Oh yeah,
he's all like what do you call that? Roided out. You know, I look like my daddy. And you know he's gonna have a career in Hollywood. You know it. You just know it.
Oh yeah, and I don't even know.
Like Terminator.
I don't like Arnie anymore because of the shit he said about fuck you, screw your freedoms. I don't like that.
Screw the Patriots. Oh, I hate that. He said if you don't do this, get out of here. So this guy, he came from where? He came from Austria.
Charles, that's what I was trying to think of.
This guy's not even a real American. You know what I mean? He came from Austria. It's just ridiculous. Is he part of the Illuminati? Arnold
Schwarzenegger, 100% Illuminate confirmed, bro. He was the governor of California, and he wasn't even from America. It's like the same shit as like George W. Bush getting elected as he was the son of George H.W. Bush. Like, how does a father and a son both get elected? And they're on the same group. It's not about voting or anything. Allegedly, it's not about that. But look at this here. I'm going to show you here. This is a picture of Prince Harry, and there's the horse trainer. That's the guy that fucked Princess Diana, allegedly, not Charles. Look how similar they look.
Yeah, they look like
bam.
Well, besides the nose, I mean, honestly,
the nose is spot on. It's a different angle. Look at that smile.
I don't know, man. I mean, they're. If he took
There's
the
no
hat
doubt
off,
in my mind. Redhead. Why the fuck is he the only person in the royal family that has red hair?
They both have blue eyes. Okay, they both have blue eyes, don't they? Yeah, I mean, they're definitely similar. There's no doubt about that.
Look at that. Look, the nose is the same, dude.
Is it? Let me see.
Look.
The nose looks just a little bit.
Dude, look at the eyes. They're definitely. That's definitely. It was not Charles. It was definitely this horse trader that fucked Princess Diana. And that's why they're not part of the royal family anymore. Now look, here's Charles.
Well, they can do DNA tests nowadays.
Look, not even close.
DNA tests, right?
Not even close. Well, they're not going to release those results.
Oh yeah, that's not even close. That would
really put a damper
oh my god.
on
Yeah, they definitely don't resemble. Well, I can see with like the hairline, maybe. I mean, I don't know, man.
There's no way. It's the horse trainer, dude. It was the horse trainer, 100%.
No, I think you're probably right. I'll be honest with you. And these things happen because these people get away with whatever they want to get.
They fuck around. They have these orgies like the yacht people. Like Eyes Wide Shut parties.
Yeah, those are like. Were those perceived Illuminati that were in that movie? I can't. Like,
yeah, dude. That's like 100% what the whole movie was about.
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just want everybody to be clear with that.
It's not a bad movie though.
No, it's a good movie.
What do you think about the mass shootings that happened this year? So, if you don't quite remember, it seemed like the years 2016 to 2019 there weren't a whole lot of mass firings on people, and then as soon as like February, March hit this year under the new administration, it just seemed like the Second Amendment, they didn't want that because of how much tyranny they're going to put on us allegedly. So they were starting to make these alleged false flags that basically meant to scare us into giving up our rights, our Second Amendment rights. Exactly. In my opinion, what do you think?
I think that the government agents use people to do the government's bidding. They use victims. They use these so-called laws and edicts to sort of corral you, catch you defenseless. And they really like to prey on poor people because they don't have the means to fight any of this injustice, besides a court-appointed attorney, which some of them are good. But,
I just thought it was funny that like we had a lack of these for like 3 years. And then all of a sudden, as soon as 2021 hit and we had a new administration, like it's all over the news again. It's like every other day, almost every day there was, for like 2 or 3 months there was like a shooting there from like February to April or May. It just seemed like it was constant. And then it's kind of let off since then a little bit, but I think they've been focused on other things a little too much, like, scaring people into more Omicron numbers and shit.
Well, they got this. You got me back on point. You know, they get these people in a corner and they back them into a corner and say, look, you either do this or you're going to do that. And sometimes they pick that. And that includes doing some of these deeds that, you know, that are dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
Done dirt cheap.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, real quick, I just want to say again, I know I say this a lot, but to anyone watching right now, I really appreciate having you. You're all beautiful people, and I love you. And I'm glad you're part of this. I want you to be part of Hoffcast. I want you to be not just Hoffcast, but this is bigger than Hoffcast, like way bigger. This is about me, and this is about our lives. You know, me and you talking, having these real discussions, and having this conversation about things and learning from each other, and just trying to figure out what's really going on with the world. And the more we share with each other, the more that we talk, the more we're going to learn and find out and figure things out and be able to stand up for the right things in this world, in my opinion. I think that's where it comes from. Matt Brooks, fist bump to you, bro. And cheers to you all. And cheers to you, Billy. Thank you for being here, man. You're really helping me carry this show, bro. You really are. You've brought so much good insight.
I think, you know what? I need to start selling this ring. I need to figure out how to make it or buy it and sell it. And this will be like my merch.
That'd be cool, man.
This ring,
that'd be cool.
Something like this, like a band, and then the watch, and you know, I'm just kidding. And the glasses. I'm just kidding.
I'd buy a ring as long as it's made out of gold.
Ring,
you know,
no, the ring is a good idea. The ring is a good idea. This is sterling silver with 2 diamonds. You got 2 10-karat gold leaves, and it's got a black onyx background. It's just a great.
Can't
ring,
afford
man.
that. I need.
The ring probably costs
fake,
like,
I guess,
$200 and some bucks right now. I would imagine the price of gold's gone way up. You know, I don't know.
Fifth says thank you, Hoff and guests. Hey, thank you for being here, Fifth. We're all brothers and sisters here. I appreciate you all watching. Matt Brooks says, "Where's Turbo Turd?" I don't know where the Aussies are tonight. Typically they show up for every Hoffcast, but maybe I warned them out with 2 last week. So who knows? But maybe they're heaven forbid they're not locked down again.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, who knows? But yeah, we hope not.
So yeah, there's this condo that collapsed in Florida earlier this year. Do you remember that thing falling down? That was crazy, dude.
Oh,
it looked like it was almost like it was kind of planned, like it was a demolition thing. Like where have we seen that before? On 9/11.
Exactly, and you know, red flag. You know, look, there's a certain thing called the CIA, and they have infiltrated the media back in the 50s. What else are they doing? You know?
Oh, you can't trust the CIA or the FBI, man. For sure.
Well, none of the we cannot trust any of those alphabet soup groups. We just can't, because they've already proven to the people that they're liars.
Absolutely,
and they don't
man.
give a shit about us.
I think this is an interesting one. The winter storms and power failures in Texas. Dude, when that whole grid went off, that's kind of like a good example of how there's a lot of control, and they can kind of just hit the kill switch anytime they want. Now, they blame this one on winter storms, and granted, it probably was, but the way the grid went down was kind of scary for a lot of people. It says in February, storms bringing snow, heat, and freezing rain. You're from Texas. Combined with frigid temperatures wreak havoc, causing road closures, widespread power outages, and loss of heat, electricity, and water for millions of people. That's crazy, man. The fact that we're just at the mercy of just electric lines to bring people life, I guess, when they don't know how to survive on their own, especially if something like this happens, especially in a place like Texas where it doesn't happen. And more than 200 people died, they said. How was it there? From someone who lives there.
Okay. You can see the videos of the aftermath there on my channel, Billy the Kid Norwood, at youtube.com. Okay, but anyways, so the videos are there. The videos are there. Anyways, no, it was horrible. I mean, the power went out, and you know, usually in my whole life here in Central Texas, the power always would come back on within at least a few hours, right? But no, it just kept going and going, and nobody knew anything. It's like, when does the power come back? And then finally, 64 hours later, after the power went out, the power comes back on. You know, say, oh my God, I love it. You know, I mean,
that's right.
Yeah, I watch it. No, but no, it was like, you know, and we got the power back and everything. It was like everything went back to normal then. It was like, you know, okay, you know.
Isn't that weird how if they just shut it off, dude, they can control it with something as simple as that. You know,
they can make up things. I mean, this is one of my big fears. The government makes up something like, now this is probably, I can't imagine them doing this. It would shut everything down like really bad. They just, you know, EMP right across the whole country, which would affect a lot of the country, maybe not all of it, unless they did a few of them. But if they did that and they blamed it, what they do is they blame it on another country. Oh, it was this rogue third world country.
Oh, of course, we're hackers.
They detonated a thing on EMP. You know, yeah. It was the hackers. See, they're setting up. It's all psychology. They're setting up a scapegoat. They are trying to use their power and then just blame it on something else. Like
they know they can because people now, the first thing they're
blaming it. They're blaming it on this 1984 job, okay, by George Orwell. This whole thing. We know what we're talking about. But that's what they do, man.
Double speak.
Why are they doing this to us, man? And you know, the thing is, we can say, why are they doing this to us? But a lot of people don't even understand they're doing it to us because the government, what they do is they wrap our mind around the idea that, oh, we got to give them money so that they can protect us and create society and have safety and this and blah, 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 blah. And then what they're doing is they're using it to their advantage, to take advantage of us, because they have made us from generation to generation kind of sort of believe in this whole thing.
It's a sick game. You just hit the nail on the head and you're fired up. I love it. I like Francis Sage said juice storm. I think there's a lot to that comment right there. The phrase juiced, like it was kind of amped up a little bit for an area that it shouldn't be happening in, kind of going with this whole climate change sort of crisis that they're trying to sell us. And the fact that, like, do you believe that there are, we're getting conspiratorial here a little bit. Let's get a little bit deep and let's try to keep it light and alleged. But do you believe that the government has means to control our weather, like HARP, allegedly, HARP, or chemtrails, allegedly?
Allegedly, I do believe they do. In fact, I was out doing one of my walks. I do like a 2.5 mile walk or a 2 mile walk almost every day. Okay, and run. I do like halfway running, halfway walking. And I saw this plane, and it was a big one, and it was up there about maybe 10, 12,000 feet up, 15, maybe 20 at the tops. Okay. And it had stuff spewing out the back of it. It had these trails of white coming out of it. And it was coming straight over. And you know what? I don't notice them that often. Now, I do. I see the chemtrails after they're doing it. But I actually caught them doing it. And I should have filmed it, but man, I should have.
It doesn't look like actual vapor trails from a plane. It's completely different. It spreads out.
Well, this was
and
white.
It stays there. And then I took a picture of this a couple months ago. Yeah. And I can't show it right now because I don't have it uploaded or anything. I think it's on my Instagram. I don't plug my Instagram. I just use it to keep in touch with other things. If you want to follow me, go ahead. I post things like every 6 months on there. But I did put a picture up, and it was a couple months ago. I think about 2 months ago. I looked up in the sky, and it just looked like a spider web in the sky of all of these different crossing chemtrails, or allegedly chemtrails, that were just all over the sky. And I was like, fuck, what's gonna happen now? It didn't look right. Like, that stuff doesn't just sit there. Vapor trails don't just sit there. They kind of, they dissipate after a minute. But this was clearly a design over a well-populated area meant to cover all grounds of this area with something, and who knows what it is. Fifth says EMP will probably kill me with whatever chip tech done to me, and I still haven't got justice. Truthful. Yeah. If they'll find a way to EMP us real people out there, unless we don't have that shit. We don't get this shit. We don't have this shit. I just wanted to say this. Matt Brooks says, give Billy a booster. I just had to say it. Yeah. I don't think Billy's going to get a booster.
Oh, I got my booster. I got my booster all right. I'm just saying. I got it all right. I caught it. I caught a double jab there. Bam, bam.
Oh, are you jabbed up, Billy?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not that kind of jab.
That's what I thought. Okay.
You know what I showed you earlier? That yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got you, man. That oregano that happened.
Oregano, yeah. Actually, it's CBD.
Good oregano.
CBD.
Big fan of Italian food.
CBD, dude. It was CBD. CBD.
Francis says a 100th annual meteorology conference in January 2020. Nearly every presentation was about weather modifications. Wow. I need to look into that, Francis. Thank you. I really need to look that up. That was right in the beginning of 2020.
Yes, Francis.
That.
Very scary, but true. Apparently, these people who, they are changing the weather. They've been doing it, I believe, for decades, right, Hoff? Is that true?
Oh, yeah, man. Of course.
Allegedly, decades.
Allegedly, HAARP, it's been around for a minute.
Changing it, yeah.
Let's get on to something. Let's see what else we got for 2021. We still got a few things to talk about, man.
Let's do it, man. Dude, I'll be here all night long.
Hell yeah.
I know, but you're like, I know. I got to go to work.
So this is going to cover a few things. No, I don't have to be up early tomorrow. Peak season's over, so I don't have to be up too early tomorrow. I thought I was going to be not feeling good tonight, but I feel fine, actually. If I had Omicron, it's a bitch, and fuck it. But I think it was probably just... I don't know, maybe just a quick bug or a cold, like the weather change or something just really got me down because, like I said, it was like 60 yesterday and then it got to like 32 today. Maybe that just barometric pressure just
chilled your bone. You were chilled to the bone.
But I feel good right now. If I had COVID, I think I'd be in bed and not doing a 2.5-hour stream.
Dude, if you had that, I'd be like, dude, you're fucking crazy because it doesn't exist. Allegedly. But I would think you were crazy if you came and told us, guys, I have this. I'd be like, dude, what'd you do?
Bro, I really thought I did have it earlier though. I was like, I'm still, like I said, I'm still not like 100%. I still feel a little like kind of just achy, but I do not feel like I did earlier today. I feel like 100 times better than I felt at about 2 p.m., 3 p.m. today.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. It happened so quick, you probably didn't even take your temperature. Do you think you had caught a slight fever and you just...
I don't know. I have a thermometer, but I haven't taken my temperature. But it probably was, man. Normally these things happen. I'm not going to lie. Like, when I feel bad, it's usually due to a lack of sleep or the weather change. And I think it was part of both of those. But I think I'm going to be all right. I think Hoff is going to be all right. He's going to survive. I don't think he has... I don't know why I'm speaking in third person. I don't think I have the COVID.
No, I think you're fine, dude, because the fact that you're sitting there talking to us, man. Look, the cold virus is real. The virus.
I was worried earlier, though. I was.
I want to hear you do your voice impression of Walken. Yeah, the virus. No, I guess you can't say that, but okay.
I can say it as long as it's factual.
You can say the cold virus. Of course, we can talk about the cold virus because that actually exists. Everybody knows there's a virus called a cold. It's a cold virus, okay? And there is something called the flu. Look, I've had the flu because I had fever for. I'll be honest with you. I've done it. When I was a little kid, had it for like 6 days. I had fever for like 5 days, 6 days straight. Like
sounds like you had the COVID.
Could have, they just hadn't thought about it yet. Hoff, or maybe it would have been. But anyways, guess what the therapy was, dude? A freaking cold wash rag on my head. It wasn't a jabbo. It was a cold wash rag on my head. What else? It was some, maybe soup or something to eat. And
get some chicken noodle soup, get a little Vicks Vapor rub on your chest. Dude, there. I drank some Alka-Seltzer.
But I didn't.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was going to say I could have died that episode because, the thing is, if I look back on it, it happened in first grade. Well, guess what happens when you go into kindergarten? You get all the shots, all the jabs.
you do.
Oh, and guess what usually happens if your immune system, you're a little kid and you don't have an immune system yet, and they pump that shit right into your vein, as Gil Bates says. Right into the vein, they do it to little kids. Well, they did it to me, and guess what happened? The next year, I caught a bad flu, dude. Bad, dude. First grade, I remember I was stuck home for a week. I couldn't lift my head off the pillow for days, for fucking days. I had a fever of 102 or 103. And it was severe. But guess what? I survived. So why would I ever be afraid of some sort of flu? I will never be afraid of some flu. I will never, ever.
Tell him, man. You tell him.
You know,
tell that dirty flu. Go to hell.
I will never accept you into my body.
Now we got flu vaccines. They're not flu shots anymore. They're flu vaccines, by the way. You know.
No, what I'm saying is I don't believe I need one. Now the government can make me try to be scared as much as he can. Now they may be willing to go further, Hoff. They may be willing, and I think they are planning to go further to make us really, really comply. That's their plan. Now we have yet to see it.
If we haven't already
really come to fruition, and I think there's a lot of people waking up, you know, and so maybe, you know, we can all stop them. But you know, like they've got the power. Here's the thing: if they get the military on their power off, if they get the military,
that's what they're trying to do with all this. They're trying to wake up, woke the military. You know.
Why do you think they want them all?
Trying to put trans people in there. No offense, but I don't know about all that.
Exactly. Why do you think the powers that be want everybody in the military VAXX? Why?
Not only that, but they want them to be like
they're going to turn them into freaking robots, dude. They're already robots. They're already robots.
But they also, I mean,
right
dude,
now they have a family connection. They have a connection with their families. So they, like, I joined the military. I still have my connection to my family and all that. But they're trying to take it all away. They're going to try to pit us against them. And this, you know, if the military, if the powers that be have the military, they can take us, man. They can take the people because the people don't.
That's why we have to keep our Second Amendment. That's why we have to keep our Second Amendment because
you know,
it looks like that's happening right now. You got General Mattis or whatever. That guy's fucking insane. Is it Flynn or Mattis? One of those guys. They're pushing all this trans and CRT stuff or whatever. I get mixed up.
I think it was Flynn. Was it Flynn? You talked about Flynn last time. You talked about Flynn the last time you talked about a general, I think. I think you were talking about that.
What do you think Derek Chauvin found guilty of second-degree murder, unintentional murder for George Floyd?
What do I think about it? I think it's just. I think the guy, you know, was this cop taken down as a fall guy or something? You know, is this guy really in jail? Did he do something to incite a riot?
There's conspiracy theory around that.
Exactly. Maybe this guy's not even in jail right now. They just saying, like the mainstream media, they portrayed him as going into jail. He's got to be there for 22 years or whatever it is. But he's really not there because he is part of the whole freaking thing, man. You ever think about that? I'm not saying that's allegedly, guys. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but you know what? My mind is thinking, it's wondering because I'm not, you know, it's just not adding up, you know?
Like if you, what's wild, man, is here's an allegedly right here for you, a little bit of theory. Whenever the videos came out of George Floyd and this police officer Chauvin, last year, it was what, like April or May is when that happened, something around there. And you look, and that was right in the middle of all the fear, and everyone was masking up and everything. If you watch that video, there's not one person in the video wearing a mask. None of the cops, no one on the streets, nothing. There's not a mask. When was that really filmed? Was it kept? Was this footage kept for years? in order to incite a race war just when they felt like we needed more chaos in our country? Or did that just happen to happen right in the middle of the pandemic and none of the cops or victims or anyone around there was wearing masks?
That's what I'm saying.
You tell me. It's kind of funny.
I mean, honestly, I believe this is all show.
And this is true.
Like,
Fifth says
guy,
right here.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that guy allegedly. I don't believe he died. I believe this is all fabricated, man.
It is. And Fifth says that Chauvin and George Floyd worked together.
Their narrative, man.
They knew each other, man. They knew each other beforehand.
Yes.
If you look at George Floyd's tattoos on his chest, they're like they're Illuminate confirmed. It's like he was in some kind of group. I can't remember the group. I looked at this last year when it was hot. But yeah, this guy. I'm not saying anyone's in the right here. I'm saying it was a bunch of bad people doing bad things. Cheers to you, bro.
I got my booster.
Got your booster.
I got my booster.
Okay.
It's my fifth booster. It's my fifth booster. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, it's Dr. Fauci here. Hey, everyone, make sure you go out this holiday season. Get your boosters. It's going to keep you from getting sick, dying. You're going to feel much better. You're going to feel better after you get your booster. Let's go out and do it.
It's Trump here. Guys, get your booster.
Even Trump plays the same song as George Floyd holding by and went to church. I don't know what that shit is intentional or not. Sometimes that shit seems intentional. Sometimes you just think these politicians are idiots. Like when you watch Brandon say, "Let's go, Brandon," on live TV. Who knows? You know, I know Trump like held the Bible upside down or something like that. That's kind of disturbing. Like right in front of that place, that church, whenever the riots were going on. I'm not gonna lie, man. And like they compared that picture to like pictures of Hitler holding the Bible, like, and it was weird. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have enough love for Trump to defend him on that kind of shit. As much of a conspiracy theory I am, I don't have that for him. I will call that out and I'll say, yeah, that's kind of weird, kind of shady. I don't know if I believe all this. Your stories aren't adding up, just like the other sides right now. Just in my opinion. And then Francis says Floyd funeral procession was down the Mississippi and gold casket was an Egyptian ritual. Yeah, that's crazy, huh? Yeah, like the old, like going down the Nile or something like that. The fact that the guy had a golden casket and he was paraded around the country for 2 weeks, his dead body was just like taken from city to city for like 2 weeks. That's disturbing. That's propaganda. That's trying to fear people. That is weird, dude. I don't think we should be dragging people's dead bodies on tour around the country more than the fucking Foo Fighters, you know?
I love it, man. The Foo Fighters.
Dude was dead and on tour more than fucking Iron Maiden, you know?
But yeah, I mean, come on. Look, it says 2,000 cities. This is what they're reporting. 2,000 cities, right? 60 countries. That's where all these protests everywhere. And then why? Here's why. Why? So if the government wasn't behind it, like if the government was behind it, they didn't do anything about it. They let the cities burn. They let everything burn. It just did, you know, they didn't engage. They did not engage. And why didn't they engage? Well, maybe these people doing all this were paid off by somebody, GS, or the government paid them off, paid these people off to stage something that looked real. And then
what I was saying is like
filmed it. You get it? They filmed it.
Yeah, but I also feel like this was
as real. Which really, it wasn't real. It was just all bullshit fake.
Well, you're going deeper than me now.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
No, go ahead. Allegedly. Go ahead, though. Keep going.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking that we've all been, like, they're trying to fool this. The whole world is a stage. Think about it. These are not, they have planned this shit. They knew they were going to do this. There are actors involved. You know?
Absolutely, man.
Every event, allegedly, probably not every event. Be honest with you.
A lot of these, though.
Were these false flags? Yes. In my opinion, yes. A lot of more false flags. They let them look. They let a firehouse burn down. They let a police station burn down to the ground.
Let him,
like
yeah.
they would not.
Like they couldn't defend it.
Like
Yeah,
they couldn't defend it. So the government,
like the government just stepped aside, just like for the insurrection on January 6th.
Right,
they just step aside and just,
right.
you know, they let the people fuck up until they can point fingers at the people and say, you're either doing good or you're doing bad. And this is the way the chaos is running the world, is they want the chaos. They want it, dude. That's why San Francisco, they got these laws out there in California now, like these CVS's and Walgreens are getting looted. Target's getting looted because there's a law where you still like less than $1,000 worth of shit out their store. Well, guess what? You can run out the door and no one's going to do a damn thing about it. Even if you steal more than that, they're probably still not going to do anything about it. And you see all these stores shutting down now because no one's defending anything. Do you know why? And I'm not going to say I like cops or I like police or I like law enforcement or I like authority. I don't. But when you remove that completely from something and you just let people run wild, this is what you get chaos. And you have to, the issue isn't with defunding the police or anything like that. The issue is who is running the police, who owns them, who dictates who gets to stay and go. Because they're doing that now with the vaccine, the jab mandates. They're doing that with the mandates now. They're trying to cut out the good people and keep the compliant people. So whatever they tell them to do, they know they'll do it because they already got jabbed. They'll know they'll do anything for them now if you're going to go that far. And the people who don't want to do it, they're like, get the fuck out of here because you're not going to comply with us. You're not going to be part of this new world order that we're trying to lock everyone down in and controlling everyone with. So that's the separation you're seeing with these people who are in law enforcement or any kind of authority. And like I said, I'm not completely against police. I don't love police at all. But at the same time, you got to remember where the control is coming from, who is paying these people, and who is trying to get rid of these people as well. The good ones, maybe, perhaps, you know, the ones who don't comply.
Okay.
Fifth says Red Hot Chili Peppers a couple years ago did a concert in front of pyramids, giving thanks to gods. Yeah, I'm sure they did. And he says Chili Peps inside baseball for sure. No doubt. I've done a little bit of studying on the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I have seen them live once. They weren't that good. I like the Chili Peppers, but singers off person. But they're definitely Illuminate confirmed. That's for sure. Look at their symbolism. Blood, sugar, sex, magic. Magic spelled with a K. Just saying, like they know, Californication, Stadium Arcadium. A lot of their albums, you look at the symbolism, some of the art, and you really see that they're not blind to the stuff that they're promoting, for sure. A lot of these bands aren't. Just like a lot of these people who own the police and authority and whatnot, you know. What do you think, Billy?
I just remember seeing Red Hot Chili Peppers, not live, but they had like a sock on their nutsack, over their nutsack, and their.
No, as a photo op, yeah.
Well, I mean, and then one time I went down to Sixth Street in Austin, Texas. You know, the famous 6th Street. And I went into the Black Cat one night. There was a club called the Black Cat back in the early 90s, say like 94, 95, around that time. Guess what? This one band, male band, they had the sock like that, and they were playing live right there, just like butt naked.
Was the Chili Peppers? You saw them?
No, but it wasn't the Chili Peppers. It was
just another band ripping them off.
They were really good, but they didn't play Chili Peppers music. I mean, because honestly,
Francis Sage says amazing guitar player Frusciante though. Yeah, Frusciante is one of the greatest guitar players of all time. If you listen to his solo stuff, it's pretty good too. He's way out there. He did a lot of drugs. You look at his arms, he's got so many shoot-up marks, and he tried to burn his house down one time. Actually, he did burn his house down one time. He was so high on drugs. So he's had some issues. I do love the Chili Peppers music, but I know I'm at the point where I see the symbolism behind things. I know what to look for. I know these people are somewhat owned, and they'll do what they need to do, So let's get into the next one, man. Let's keep it rolling here. In another trial related to Black Lives Matter protests, teenager Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted of all charges after claiming self-defense in killing of 2 people and wounding of another during the unrest of the police shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Hallelujah. Kyle Rittenhouse My hero. Also, I do kind of believe that he is a distraction at the same time, and they made a way bigger deal of what happened with him than should have happened, but it was all part of this whole psyop that they're allegedly doing right now. What do you think about Kyle Rittenhouse, Billy? Do you agree with them? Do you support him, or do you think he was in the wrong?
Let me ask you, this whole thing could be a psyop because,
of course,
unless you were there and really know that there was a live round that fired out of that rifle, killed that guy, how would you really know? Because we're going off what mainstream media says, right? Was that a real projectile? Maybe they have the evidence that it was a real projectile that went out of that gun, out of that rifle.
Well, Billy, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Did you not see that dude's arm that he shot? One of the guys that survived.
Was it pretty bad?
Yeah, they censored it later, but like early on when it first happened, this dude's arm just got fucking ripped up by Kyle. So yeah, I don't believe it was fake unless they had really good makeup right at the time.
How could you? Because that live video, how could you fake that thing? How could you fake that whole scenario? Like Kyle Rittenhouse is like all of a sudden Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's just gonna be ripping around with a machine gun, and you know what I mean? I mean, look,
yeah, man,
this was like real. I believe what happened was real. So that to me was not a psyop. Now the way they spinned it and the way they pitted his right against
it up
left
so
was
much.
Horrible. Because he was definitely in his rights, but they had to have a trial, I guess, because he killed 2 people. But it was all
crazy.
Self-defense.
It was obvious from the beginning. There should have never been a trial ever. It was, if you watch the video, there's no need for a trial. That's why he was completely acquitted, 100%. Also, if you didn't know, Billy, none of the people that he shot that were protesting Black Lives Matter, a lot of people don't know this, and they were cognitive dissonance. First thing they believed for months until it came out later. A lot of people still don't know this. None of the people he shot were black. They were all white ex-cons. They all were criminals. One of the guys, JoJo, as Mark Ruffalo, that sick motherfucker. I hate Mark Ruffalo. Burn in hell, dude. He calls him JoJo. He was this guy. I can't remember his name. But he would date women in order to get to rape their 5-year-old kids. He was convicted of this. And that's the guy who got shot and killed. Yeah, that was one of the guys he got shot and killed. And good for him. And, he was out there, and they're like, well, Kyle Rittenhouse had no right to be out there. Neither did these people. They're all meth heads. They're all fucking rapists, thieves, or murderers.
They were like I said, I believe.
Look it up.
Why would these people be out? Like, are they?
Rittenhouse is out defending. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I know, but these other people that were attacking him, what I'm thinking is, it's like, why are these people out there? I think we've hit the nail on the head already, but I believe Rittenhouse was out there, as the media tells us, he's out there to defend. But, we've seen the videos, and you can't really make that up. I think this Rittenhouse is real. I don't think it's a psyop on this one, on this case. Rittenhouse is
I don't think it was necessarily a psyop. I think it was amplified.
But they amplified it and twisted it, and they tried to convict him of defending himself, which is not a crime.
No, so. And a lot of people think that he was out there looking for trouble. If you look at his background, the kid was 17.
Yes,
he was a lifeguard, and he was out there cleaning up graffiti and vandalism. Like, he was a good guy. He's a good kid, And now they're trying to put him out as some kind of terrible person. I pray for that kid that he has a good life, and this doesn't take away from him having a good life, because of his name. But damn, he's already feeling it from these social media places. Like Twitter took him down, I think, or Twitch, one of them, just for saying my name. I'm Kyle Rittenhouse or something. He didn't even say anything bad. They'll just these social media companies will just take you down, like Facebook and Twitter, if they just don't agree with who you are anymore. It doesn't even matter what you say. If they don't agree with who you are, they don't like you, and they're scared of you. Guess what? They'll silence you in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Oh,
so do you think Kyle was innocent? Is that your verdict?
Yes, that is definitely my verdict. And but I understand why maybe a trial. Now, the thing is, when you have a trial, that means you have a disagreement between the state and you have a disagreement between the accused, right?
Mhm.
So they're bumping heads, right? Because the state does not want to say, look, we're going to let it go. We don't believe there's been a crime committed, whatnot. But apparently, maybe it was political. Maybe, I don't know. They went on with the trial and they made a big deal about it on the mainstream media, and it helps to divide our great nation. You know, that sort of crap, you know. But the thing is, people like me and you and people watching, man, we see, did the system finally work? You know what I mean? But, you know, if you even think about the system being truthful and factual.
The system is working.
Right. So the system worked for Rittenhouse.
We don't agree with that, but we see it working.
But you know, why did it work for Rittenhouse? He had mainstream coverage. Okay, media coverage.
Oh, you mean the justice system? Never mind.
Yeah, the justice
okay, I thought
system
you
is
meant
what I
like
mean.
the media system. Okay, never mind.
Well,
But yeah, the justice system did actually come out the right way here, and also someone else we'll talk about here in a minute. But yeah, for sure, yeah, the justice system has been fair in my opinion this year with a couple of things, and yeah, for sure with this, I'm glad there's still good people out there. You know.
Yeah,
and speaking of
a few, but you know.
Speaking of the other one that I wanted to talk about, let's do this one here. Juicy Smollett, everybody.
Oh yeah, Juicy.
Jail for Juicy, race hoaxer, deserves full 15 years behind bars. I don't know about that. Okay, let's be honest. I mean, the guy's a shithead. He's a terrible person. 15 years, like that's what they put people in jail for smoking weed back in the day. Like, I mean, the guy's a terrible fucking shithead. He deserves some time behind bars. I don't know about 15 years. That seems like just like if he ever talks again, we should just ignore him or tell him to shut the fuck up, Juicy. But like 15 years, that seems a little extreme for a guy who already embarrassed himself and really no one got hurt besides, I guess, all of our psyches, you know.
Is he a paid shill?
Oh, 100%. Illuminate confirmed, paid shill. Juicy Smollett is probably one of the worst people of all time who didn't actually do anything that bad besides propagating hate crimes,
in my
false
opinion,
hate crimes.
Allegedly, he was paid to do that.
I'd say like 2 years is good for him. I wouldn't say 15. You know,
but
also,
you gotta make an example out of him, don't we?
Yeah,
I mean,
but he's gay. He's gay, so 2 years in prison will be like 2 years of vacation for the guy. He's like going to be in a brothel for 2 years.
If he even goes to prison, they'll probably say he went to prison and he's going on a house arrest or something. You know what I mean? Look,
he's definitely not. He's got the ankle
system. They run deals, dude. I'm just saying, and you know they do. I'm just saying, it's a corrupt world and we live in it. You know.
I'm glad though, like you said, the system did work twice this year with both Rittenhouse and Smollett. Like he was guilty and he was innocent. Smollett was guilty and Rittenhouse was innocent. And it's funny because the media this entire time tried to flip it and say that Rittenhouse was guilty and Smollett was innocent. So it's funny to see. I guess the system is kind of working. It does give me a little bit of faith, I guess, but still, you know.
I mean, I get it, but it's just so, I don't know.
All right, let's keep rolling. I've already talked enough about him.
I was going to try to do it's as if I heard 1,000 voices cry out in darkness. Remember that? And you know
Obi-Wan, right? Yeah.
Remember that? It's like I heard 1,000.
And suddenly silenced.
Yeah, suddenly silenced. That's kind of like I was trying to think of that, you know? Like,
you're kind of like the Obi-Wan of Hoffcast. I'll take it, man.
Obi-Wan,
the wise Obi-Wan, man, and that's nothing about your age at all. You're a fine young man. You're spry. You're still hitting them butt ices, and I cheers to you, and cheers to everyone watching right now. Once again, I love my audience. I love anyone who participates.
This is not a Cowboys commercial.
I don't like football, but if I did, I think I'd be a Cowboys fan. Not gonna lie.
They got a good team this year. They may go. They're going to the playoffs. They've clinched their division, so they're going to the playoffs. Yeah, well, that's.
I'm a hockey guy, you know. Not many people are soccer people anymore. Yeah, it's a bad joke.
Soccer.
Sorry.
I played soccer. I played soccer. It's fun.
That was a bad joke.
You get your shins kicked in real good.
So you gotta wear them guards. What do you think about Britney Spears? What do you think about that whole Illuminate confirmed lady who was controlled since she was a mere child in the Mickey Mouse Club by her parents to go and perform, her and Justin Timberlake and whatnot, and they ended up being sold into the Illuminati allegedly, and maybe now, you know, after years of being tormented and not knowing who she is and just being put up, I feel bad for Britney. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a Britney Spears fan at all. I think her music sucks, but I feel bad for a child who's been put up on a podium or on the stand for years, her entire life, never given a real life because everyone wants to make money off of her. I kind of feel bad for that, you know.
If this story is actually true, okay, it's sad, you know.
Yeah.
Can I trust the story? No. But
I think you can. Okay, so I listened to Isaac Weishaupt. He's a great person.
What I'm saying is, I get it. Maybe she is being controlled by the Illuminati. I was going to say is Isaac Weishaupt
had her ex on his podcast, Jason Alexander, and he confirmed basically all this stuff about how she has just been in terrible shape for years, and she's just been controlled. She has no choices in her life. She has no control over her money. Basically, all this money was made off of her, and she has none of it or control of what she wants to do. Granted, yeah, she's Illuminate confirmed. She got all the money in the world. She still is not poor or anything. Same time, when you look at the mental aspect of putting someone through this life without their choice just because you want to make money off of them when they're a child is kind of sick to me, if you ask me.
If that's the case, and we really know that, right? You saying you know that. So, yeah, that's sick, man. It's really sad that she sort of grew up as a child star. And she grew up. I didn't pay attention to the Mickey Mouse Club. I mean, when I was a little kid, I mean, in the 70s, a little bit. Just it was on TV. I looked at it. I didn't get into it. You know what I mean? I had one set of Mickey Mouse ears, and that was it, man. And I still have them to this day. You want to see them? I'm just kidding. They're long gone. They're long gone. They're long gone. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I feel for her. It's sad, and she needs to get away from that father or whatever, whoever's trying to hold her down.
Yeah, man, it was the father that really took all the money.
Break free, man, because you know,
I don't have any kids. You know, but I couldn't imagine like just using my child for money and then not giving it, you know, not like giving back once. I wouldn't even do that. I'd be like, no, if I had a kid, you're not going to be in commercials. You're not going to be on Facebook. I'm not taking pictures of you as a baby and putting you on Facebook for a bunch of pedophiles out there that want to see pictures of babies and kids and shit.
People do that. That's crazy.
Sick. Don't do it. Don't. I know you love your baby. You're proud of your baby, but don't put a picture of your baby online. Pedophiles love that shit. They love it. So don't do it. You know,
I'll be right back.
Share it with your family, your friends. Absolutely, Billy. Share it with your family and friends. Don't put that shit out on social media. Have this entire kid's life put out there from birth until adult, where they can just monitor this entire life from stage to stage, growing up, and they control this person. You know, they have every picture, facial recognition from just years and years of putting your kids online. And then you got all these pedophiles like that guy from Columbus here, that weather guy, Mike Davis, who last year got convicted because he had like 30,000 pictures on his laptop of little kids they were sharing around and stuff. Man, it's sick. Like, don't do that. You're literally feeding these sick people when you put pictures of kids online. And like I said, be proud of your kids, but share it with your friends and family. Don't put that shit online. It's not good for anybody. Just look at the big picture. Care about your kids. Talking about a little space and tech here. NASA rover lands on Mars, launched in late July 2020. Go figure, like, 2020, 1969, 2020. I'm gonna be straight up right now with you on this one, Billy. We're talking about space right now. I don't really believe much when it comes to space. I don't believe NASA rover landed on Mars. I don't think any of that's real. I think that was all fake. I'm not even going to say allegedly, because that's how strongly I believe in this. I do not believe that. I'm not saying I'm a flat earther or anything like that. I'm saying we didn't fucking do this. It's bullshit. SpaceX. Oh, this is what I want to talk about. SpaceX and Jeff Bezos, that cocksucker right there with his dick rocket, makes civilian space travel a reality. It's not space travel. You're not getting above or through the Van Allen radiation belt. You can't. That's the thing, you know. And what they're doing is they're putting these rockets up like 60,000 feet in the air, I think, and then they're nose diving. So it seems like anti-gravity. It's not really anti-gravity, allegedly, even though I totally believe this, and I will die on this hill. But I do not believe that that we're going to space. This is the shit that we were doing. We were doing more than this fucking 50 years ago, allegedly. Oh, now it's a good thing when you see a dick rocket going up in the air with all these billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson from Virgin, you know, and they're just up there. Fucking William Shatner, fuck him. I don't like him. I never liked Star Trek, but they're all fucking liars, man.
That's funny.
I will say that I really do. I think this is all a big lie. And yeah, I'm sure if you go up there in that dick rocket, you go up high enough, you're gonna feel like you're in space, especially when they nosedive or mushroom dip dive.
Okay.
Whatever, but
so Hoff, can I say something? If we were able to get to the moon in the 60s, right? Late 60s, supposedly, why haven't we been back since?
I've talked about this a few times on my streams.
I mean, come on. We have the technology. Supposedly, we have the technology back then, but we don't have it now.
They lost the tapes. They lost the files.
Oh.
Heaven forbid you actually care about the files or documents that got you to the fucking moon and not let those slip out of your hands. You know, heaven forbid, you know, but yeah, they just put them. They're probably in a dusty corner somewhere in a file cabinet. We'll never see them again.
Exactly.
So yeah, let's keep going, man. I want to wrap this up for too long and get our predictions in. Colin Powell passed away. I saw today that John Madden passed away. Is that true? I just saw the quick headline before I got it.
True.
That's a shame. Boom, tough acting connected. That's a shame, though. I don't know anything about his passing. I'm not going to say one way or another if it was due to anything. But rest in peace, John Madden. You're a legend. So, yeah, this history thing didn't go much farther than this. But they forgot to bring up, you know, like where we are right now with the Omicron, with people dying, you know, from heart attacks on soccer fields and sports arenas. Don't go to a sports. Don't go to see sports. You might see someone die unless you're into that, which that's pretty sick. But it's crazy the world we're living in. What else in 2021 did you want to bring up, Billy? Do you have anything else that you thought was an important event? I'm sure we missed a lot.
Jeez, I don't know. I mean, we could pull up an event. There's so many events.
Well, I'm not trying to get through every single one of them.
Yeah,
I think we got through a majority. But I think
another one.
Was there anything else that you thought was like something
like breaking? Oh man,
it doesn't need to be breaking. Just something big to happen this year, you know.
Trying to think. Oh yeah,
a lot of CEOs stepped down.
About it. We already talked about it. Okay, that's something else. Yeah,
the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, you know, and we've kind of glossed over all this stuff that's happened this year. I think we've hit a lot of the main things on the head. Would you want to do 2022 predictions now? Boom.
Oh God, jeez.
So I'm probably going to wrap this up in about 10 minutes. We're already 3 hours in. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all tonight. Cheers to you all. We're going to do some predictions for next year and then probably head off of here soon. If you'd like to join me backstage, me and Billy, or even for the last few minutes, I'll put the link right here in the chat. If not, me and Billy are going to hang out for a little bit more and get deep, you know, with some conspiracy stuff. So.
Okay, so what I think for 2022, government takes absolute control over the people, and we're forced to do their bidding. And if we don't,
you told me you weren't black pilled. That sounds pretty black pilled.
Okay.
What do you think? How many more variants can they get away with? Do you think
Hopefully
in 2022?
not.
They've already done like 5 variants. Yeah. How many more variants do you think that they can make in the next year? I'm gonna say there's gonna be 3 more variants, 3 or 4 more variants in 2021, and they're all gonna be unsolvable or incurable.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I think now look, if we look back, there's documents. I mean, they actually said we're going to do this one and this one and then this one, and you know, there are going to be several of them because they're going to try to keep us off balance, keep the people off balance.
Exactly.
Look, when I was in the military, your objective was to keep your enemy off balance. You want to what do you say? Disrupt them. You know, you want to do anything you can do to disable them so that you can gain force over them.
Are you saying the American people are the enemy of the government?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it, but it's kind of a sad way of putting it. Dude, that hurts, man. I'm not gonna lie. That when you think about it that way, that the people are the enemy of the government. Damn, what do you think about that? Oh, we're in a bad spot.
It's like you know.
What do you think about? Do you think Biden, Brandon will last for all of 2022? I don't think he will. I think
you talking about sippy cup poopy pants.
Yeah, sippy cup poopy pants over there. Yeah.
Oh, he wear a girdle. He got some kind of diaper in there. I guarantee you. Because I
don't think he's going to make it through 2022, man. I think they're going to kill him with COVID, allegedly. Corvid.
Oh.
And I think I don't know what they're going to do with Kamaltoe. But
what if Biden is the Wizard of Oz? What if this guy's the actual guy and he came from behind the curtain and this is him?
That dude ain't that smart for that, no doubt. No. There ain't he's a puppet.
So you're
giving him way too much credit.
Yeah, I give him too much credit. That's for sure.
That guy's an idiot. He said, "Let's go, Brandon." I agree.
No, he's completely on board with his handlers. His handlers tell him this, and he does that. You know, he says,
he tries his.
Oh, Brandon, whatever. He's like, I agree, So he went along with it because he's like, what?
He just wanted to support whatever it was. I went over that earlier. I don't know what happened there. All I know was it was a miracle that it happened. I'm predicting for 2022. I think next year, Billy, on this same or a similar date, when we're doing this same stream for 2022 year in review and 2023 predictions, I think, and I'm hoping that we're in a much better place by then. I think we're going to see more people waking up. I think the government's going to push, or the New World Order is going to push their cards a little too hard, their hand too hard. I think they already have been. They're desperate because they see people waking up. They have to keep throwing these curveballs, like you said, keep us disrupted, the enemy, because we are their enemy. The American people, citizens, not just Americans, but all citizens are the enemy of the government, and vice versa. That's just the way it is, I feel, and I predict that 2022, you're going to see an awakening. You're going to see a revolution. You're going to see people standing up. And I think Fauci's going to get thrown down the hole. I think you're going to see a lot of these doctors get thrown down the hole because they're going to be wrong, because they've already been wrong so many times. It just matters how long the media will keep up with their stories and keep defending them before they get so out of line that they can't anymore. But the thing is, my thing about Fauci is I don't know if he will be a fall guy, because he's been in the government for so long now, for 40, 50 years almost. And I just don't know if they'll do that to him. If they have to, you're damn right they will. But those are my hopeful predictions, my white pill predictions, unlike Billy's black pill.
Oh, I'll do my hopeful. That was my worst case scenario. Now let me do my hopeful thing.
All right, go, bud.
My hopeful thing is that we're going to turn the tide on this. We are going to wake up to this complete nonsense that's going on, this fear, and even a president once told us, he said, what did he say? Something about fear. He was like,
nothing to fear but fear itself. JFK.
Yeah, there's nothing to fear but fear.
No, I don't think it was JFK. I don't think that was JFK. I think
it was Robert Kennedy. No, it was it was JFK. JFK.
Was it
John? No, not John. It was Robert F. Kennedy. RFK.
I thought it was like Calvin Coolidge or some shit. There was nothing to fear but fear itself.
No, that was Roosevelt.
We have to get this right, man. We gotta fucking get this right. We were gonna look like assholes.
That was Roosevelt, man. Franklin
don't even know
Delano.
this shit. Calling me out.
I know it's Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
That sounds about more right.
Yeah, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. It just came to my mind. I don't know. It takes a little while, I'm drinking some Dallas Cowboys.
It was FDR, ladies and gentlemen. It was FDR.
What did I say? We said some other stuff. We said some crazy stuff.
Yeah, we named every other president before him, but that's fine,
No, it was Clinton.
Big history buff. Big history guy here.
No, he didn't. He didn't say that. What else? What were we talking about now?
Man, we're just doing our predictions for next year. I want to wrap this up too long. We can stay and chat for a little bit backstage if anyone else wants to come by. The link is in the chat. But we've been on for over 3 hours now. I'm about ready to wrap it up. I think I've been over. I think we've done it all. If you're still watching right now, thank you. Cheers to you. I love you all. Billy, plug anything you'd like to plug right now, man, including your own channel or just having people over to you.
Yeah. If you want to, I do a live show like, I don't know, a few days a week for like hours and hours. We'll see. This week, a little bit later, we'll be busy, but yeah, we'll get back to that. But come on over to BillyTheKidNorwood at yahoo.com, I guess. I don't know.
Well, Swing Machine says, I'm back, brothers. Or we're wrapping up right now. I'm sorry. He said, my God, I've acquired the wrench. Yeah, I gave you a wrench, but I gave you a wrench. I give my my regulars wrenches because I love my my watchers here, including you guys. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up before we head out, man? Anything else? Anything else going on with you? Anything exciting in your life? How was your holidays?
Yeah, Christmas is okay, but like I said in the chat earlier, we were watching a football game with Green Bay Packers, and Aaron Rodgers was, and a discussion came up as to, well, he did this with the C and this and all that. And I was like, you know what? I stood up. Me and my nephew stood up and said, you know what? This guy, we love. I said, I love him because he was like choice,
Absolutely.
He should have a choice or not a choice. Like, in other words, 100%. You have a choice to take it or not. You know what I mean? The jab or not. So that's I was standing up for that guy, and it's like I was getting like, backlash from other people.
Of course you were, man. Either Colin Kaepernick or Aaron Rodgers, and fuck Colin Kaepernick. That guy's a fucking idiot. He begged for years to get in the NFL, and he gets in there. He sucks. He gets fucking fired for a third-string quarterback, and then he begs to get back in. They won't let him back in, so he starts race baiting everybody, trying to make his money off that, growing a big ass fro and shit. Fuck Colin Kaepernick. People hear buzzwords, like Aaron Rodgers, and they're like, oh, this guy, he's anti whatever. Fuck that guy. And he's become this thing now, just like Rittenhouse, where they've made out freedom and free speech and choice to be something that is evil and something that shouldn't be acknowledged, or you shouldn't be a role model, or you shouldn't be someone that anyone looks up to, or you shouldn't be an influence because you chose instead of going as directed. And that's their problem. They don't want anyone out there who's famous, and they're trying to lock these famous people down, tie them down, or just what do they call it? Just slander them as much as they can in order to keep this shit under control, because you're starting to see people like him. Even like Nicki Minaj. I mean, fuck her. I don't like her music. Illuminate confirmed, but even she came out there months ago and was like, yeah, this shit's kind of fucked up, and we should probably pay attention because I think they're lying to us about this stuff, you know. So these celebrities, the ones that are going against the mainstream, they're trying to demonize and make them out to be like terrible people. And that's why you got that backlash. It's not because the people who you were talking to knew anything about the subject, is they heard buzzwords and they were told that one thing, the first story. They believe the first story they hear, cognitive dissonance. They're already on that side. So they immediately hate this guy they know nothing about, who's just simply out there promoting free choice and free will. And that's a damn shame, you know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I want, for my life and for our lives, I want to get out there and start doing more action. I've got to.
Absolutely.
I've got to get out there.
Same.
Maybe, you know, if I have that sign out there, I'm going to be so exposed to because if I do it in my own community, they're going to figure out who I am, you know, and all that. They will.
Is that a bad thing, though? Maybe they'll agree with you, though. Maybe they're scared to do the same thing that you're doing, and they'll come out there with you if you do it. Exactly. Don't look at it like you're scared. Look at it like you're out there trying to help people, because you are. You literally are. That's what you're doing.
I got to pick the message, the right message.
Yes, you do. You can't be too aggressive with it.
I don't want to use any curse words. I'll be near school and all that. I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? I may get a lot of views, but I don't want to be that guy.
The Swing Machine says, lighting the blunt up in honor of y'all. Cheers to you, but I'm about to light up here after the show's over. Tim Tebow should have thought of the Kaepernick technique. As a Manning sellout, I've always respected, but just like Rodgers, now I hope they win the bowl. Well, there you have it. They have the least jabbed team. The Swing Machine, once again, I know shit about football, but I do know a lot about freedom and choice and free will, and I know about finding out what's really happening in this world and trying to stand up against it. The tyranny, the lies, the gaslighting, the mainstream media, all their false information allegedly, and the fact that none of the numbers that we're seeing from these news corporations mean anything once you look into them. Once you see what how they're manipulating these numbers, trying to use them. The numbers may not be false. Most of them are, allegedly. But the numbers that aren't false, those are the ones you got to look at, because those are the scariest ones. They manipulate them into looking like something else, like we talked about earlier with some certain numbers about all the athletes who passed away from heart problems. So you look into that, you really see what's going on with the world. We're in bad times, but it doesn't mean we can't get out of this hole. We can dig ourselves out of this. We will dig ourselves out. We will fight this tyranny. We will fight these fucking assholes, these old dudes trying to run the world, you know. Well, Swing Machine says, I went down to Tennessee to protest, but I'm scared to do it here too. Don't be scared to. It says small town police state. Well, yeah, I mean, I would say just do it in a positive way. If you're going to protest, don't do it going out there looking for don't go out there looking for a rise out of someone. Go out there, do it with the right reasons, with the right mentality, with the right positive attitude, and that will make the complete difference between someone thinking that you're a bad person and someone that thinks that you're out there trying to help them and doing the right thing. And that's what Billy said comes down to, kind of the message you're trying to portray. Make sure that that's a positive message, not a black-pilled message like Billy over here, as he gets black-pilled sometimes. God bless his soul. I love him, but don't get black-pilled, Billy. I know you're not, but don't do that.
No, I'm red-pilled. I'm red-pilled, not black-pilled. Now, you know, I don't want to give up hope, because that's what black pill means. You give up hope. You're just sort of dead. You know, I don't think I'm dead. I think I do need to get out there and take some action, though.
Absolutely. And if I lived in Texas, I would, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I will here, but I mean, I'd be with you on the streets.
Yeah. You gotta realize, if I do that, it puts me in the limelight. Puts my family in jeopardy. On a lighted stage. It puts me in jeopardy. It puts my family in jeopardy. My financial, situation. It puts everything in jeopardy if I go out there and I stand for freedom. And I may just go out there with a sign saying "freedom, man," or something.
That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Maybe I'll get some honks. And I'll put it on video, dude. And all I'm doing is holding the sign "freedom." and
let me know
people
when
are
you
honking
do
for
that, man.
freedom.
Yes,
that would be fun. So I'm not going to be cussing.
That's a great
or
idea.
Any of that. Just say use freedom at just one sign. I don't know how big I can make it legally or whatever, just to be out there without getting a problem. Because the thing is, nobody's going to call the cops on somebody holding a sign say freedom, right? Nobody is going to call the cops on somebody like that, would they?
If that happens, you're going to be on the news.
Exactly. So that would be some kind of spectacular event if I could make it work. Dude, it'd be easy. All I gotta do is charge my GoPro 9, go out there when they release school where there's a lot of traffic.
I'm excited for this, Billy. You better do it. I think that's a great idea, man.
No. Or make a sign like stand for freedom. Like something like either
that will
you lose your freedom. Something like where you stand for it or you lose it. In other words, take a stand or lose your freedom. Like something like that. It's like a protest, but nothing harsh where the kids aren't gonna, But
stand for freedom or kneel for slavery.
Something like that, yeah.
That might be a little touchy. Maybe
that's
not
a little harsh.
That's going to trigger Colin Kaepernick pretty hard right there.
Well, I might get triggered some people calling the cops on me on that one, but yeah. But maybe that's what we're looking for. But no, I don't want the cops to show up. But at the same time, it makes great content. But at the same time, I put my life in jeopardy that I can go to jail. It's so crazy.
You can't go to jail as long as you're not being aggressive. If you're just there, you have the right to protest. Don't hell. I mean, you could knock windows out as long as you say it's under BLM. You could have a BLM sign, knock some windows out. You're fine. But if you go out there with a freedom sign, yeah, you might be arrested. But guess what? You'll be on the news, and everyone's gonna love Billy the Kid, and they'll let you out. But I don't think they should arrest you for speaking up for freedom. And the fact that we're even discussing this it kind of shows us where we are in this day and age. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, hey guys, I love y'all. I just love all y'all.
Same, man. I'm gonna wrap this up right now with LaSwing Machine. What a great quote to wrap this up on. As long as we exist, we will persist. Even if it gets to Matrix levels, which I think we might already be there, but what a great quote to end this on. Billy, thank you so much for being here, man. I always appreciate your input. I always appreciate you being here. And I love you, brother. I really do. And cheers to you, man.
Yeah, cheers, brother.
So let me wrap this up. Thank you all for watching Hoffcast tonight. I didn't know it was going to happen. I thought Hoff had the damn Omicron over here, but I lasted for 3.5 hours, which is a new record for me. It actually is, I think. But yeah, I will be here every Tuesday, 8:30. Billy normally joins me. I had a great time tonight. I love you all. Thank you all for being here. Please check out my BitChute channel if you want to contact me. My email is below. I have a lot of great people actually sending me good content all the time. A lot of it I can't put online because I got to do that uncensored or something, but that's just the way it is. So I always appreciate Mitts, give me the info. Let's go through the chat real quick and just thank everyone. Billy, let's see it. So thank you, Billy, for being here. LaSwing Machine, thank you. Shane, thank you. Fifth 90, thank you for being here. Great people. Justin Proper, thank you for showing up, bud. I know I'm missing Francis. Where's Francis at? There's Francis. Thank you, Francis Sage, for being here. The Aussies didn't show up, Billy. That was kind of weird. There's Mitts right there.
Yeah, that is odd. I guess they're off doing
Matt
something
Brooks.
else.
If I didn't already say your name. Hopefully I got everyone. If I didn't, I apologize. Hopefully I got through everyone in the chat right there. I love you all. LaSwing Machine, fuck them up. Cheers, brother. Thank you, LaSwing. So you all have a good night. I will see you again next Tuesday. If not sooner, I don't know. We're going to try to do this podcast thing here soon. Hoffcast will. So, Billy, thank you for being here, man. Thank you all for watching tonight. Give them all a cheers, bud. Give them all a cheers. Billy, you got your beer? Give them a cheers.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Cheers to the chat. Cheers to you. Cheers to Hoffcast and all this community. Thank you all. Hoff signing off.
God bless America. God bless America.